What's up, everybody? Welcome back to where it all began. Me and the main man himself, Josh, from the Den of Nerds.
What's up, brother?
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. First off, very happy to be back and happy to be here with you. And I also wanted to say before we get into the stuff you and I were just talking about off air, dude, I'm so happy for your success and to see what has been going on with Theory Sabers. And I watch a lot of the Instagram stuff with like you and the team. It seems so cool. And I'm glad that you're having a blast and you seem to be killing it out there. So that is awesome.
Thank you, dude. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know, I was, with Star Wars news and shit, I've been kind of like losing my, this is, what am I talking about? I haven't even watched the Andor trailer yet. But with this, I just feel closer to everything. I feel closer to George. I'm happy every day. I'm excited. So, how's everything with the comic? And I know that you got another youngling, which is amazing.
Yes. Yeah, we have another youngling, and that kind of unfortunately pushed some stuff back with the comics. The comic's a little bit delayed right now. But things are good on my end, family's good. I got to be honest, man. I feel like I've gotten even more, I don't know if I want to say anti-Star Wars, but like my frustration with it has grown to a point where I think it's potentially even worse than you because, I didn't even watch Skeleton Crew.
Your kid would love it.
I know you liked it, and I know a lot of people liked it and whatnot. It's just for me or whatever, it just wasn't it, and I just couldn't get into it. And maybe just because I've been so frustrated with everything, I couldn't even like really try.
I get it.
And then what was the one before that? Well, that was Acolyte, right? So obviously Acolyte was whack and not good. But I mean, I've been good. It's just that honestly, man, I've personally felt, and I know you're feeling the same way. Star Wars just maybe more frustrating than ever. And this week we were granted a little bit of hope. And, when the news came out, I think it came out on Tuesday, right? Good reporter, multiple sources puts out this big story that Kathleen Kennedy is going to retire from Lucasfilm and there's people taking over, etc. It was like the first time in a while that I had gotten hopeful about Star Wars and thought about what it could actually be and what we could actually be experiencing together. And it was cool. And I had to reach out to you because I had the vibes of back in the day. And so I'm grateful that that story was able to get us back together and get here talking about Star Wars. Unfortunately, as I was telling you right before we went live.
Yeah, he was giving me some rough news. And I was like, hold on, let me just hit the go live button. Because what?
So this is, I think this is so crazy. And I think we're still going to have a fantastic show because there's even more to talk about now. But Kathleen Kennedy, about a half hour ago, maybe a little bit more than a half hour ago, dropped an article, an interview on Deadline, one of the big Hollywood trades, super big article. And it is one of the strongest rebuttals against the story I've seen in a long time, just from what I've seen so far. And we can go through the questions and the answers, and we can talk about what's happening, right? But she is basically saying that she's not retiring or that there's some kind of succession plan in, but it might happen, at the end of the year or maybe next year. And if you look at the language, and I only looked at it a little bit because the bigger story I think is, man, this bitch dropped this shit right when you and I were about to get back together and start to get she gone, and like, you know what I mean? Like, we're so excited, and so I think
she's not gone.
Is crazy. Well, I can kind of explain what I think is going on.
Pop it up. Let's see this article.
Yeah, let's see this article. The thing is,
and chat. We'll bring in the boys as well after this, but we just wanted to do like a little 10-minute like homage of Nerd Theory because it's been like over a year.
Yeah,
so we're very.
Let me get this.
It feels like we haven't even missed a beat, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of cool. This is terrible fucking news, but I mean, yeah, other than that, it's really good. Yeah, dude, this is crazy. So I'll tell you what. Let me pull this up, and let me just give you the bullet points. Maybe that'd be a little bit better because then I can actually like kind of explain what I think is going on here too.
All right.
Because there was some reporting on Wednesday that kind of mirrored exactly kind of what she's saying in this article. So it says here, it says she's not retiring. will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That was her proclamation. She's producing several upcoming Star Wars projects. We'll talk about that in a second, because that means she's literally probably, even if she retires as president, she will produce Rey movies, and she'll produce further content, which is crazy. She has started talking to Disney about a succession plan, and it could be a year before the decision is announced. Okay, so that's kind of like their cover story for it. We'll stay at Lucasfilm to assist whoever takes over. So, like, bro, what the fuck, man?
Wait. What? Hold on.
Yeah. So okay. So
what?
This is,
wait. Oh shit. Okay.
So basically, this is what, in my opinion. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, man. What do you think?
I started talking with Disney about a succession plan. Okay, so this is like Palpatine's contingency plan. Okay, so she's on her way out. What are you talking about?
She's on her way out. She's absolutely on her way out. And I think that there's still a lot of good new stuff in here. So here's the thing. Here's what I think happened. Basically, she has been planning to leave for a while. There have been, plans set in motion. I think the truth is there's two things. I think she's been looking for some kind of win. That's been out there in the reports, is that she wants to kind of go out on a high note, which is like,
us too.
Yeah, well, dude, her leaving is the high note, but ultimately, like, yeah, so that's been something holding her back, because obviously they've been struggling a little bit over there. And I also think it is difficult to figure out who would take over. Dave's not necessarily qualified on his own to do it. He's the clear choice, but maybe he's not, really qualified. That's kind of where I get this. I'll stay on at Lucasfilm to assist whoever takes over. So there's an example that I can give to kind of explain what this will probably look like. And unfortunately, unless we get lucky, brother, and like,
I don't believe any of this shit, bro. To be real with you, I think this is all PR. I think this is all like, she's just be like, no, I'm not going anywhere. But then she's like, we're doing a succession plan. It's like, well, okay, so that's the first we hear of this. So clearly the news is true that she is leaving. Yes. But this whole shit about like, we'll stay at Lucasfilm to assist whoever takes over. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of what happens whenever you pass on the torch to somebody else. You stay until they're comfortable, and then you see you later. You're out. Enjoying your billions.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that so there's a couple of things operating here. Number one, it's like the rumor comes out earlier in the week, right? And people like you and I just celebrate and we get really excited. And, get hopeful about like the future of Star Wars, and like
probably literally throwing a sale right now because of this. Like,
no, oh yeah, like, dude, no, for sure. I mean, bro, like, we got the band back together. The boys are back in town. Like, we're ready. I saw John Campea popped some champagne. Like, he was really excited too. So, like, a lot of people are excited about it. The problem is, I think her retirement is being played up a bit in the press.
Yeah,
and because she like, here's a question for you, man. Like, because to me, if she even retires, let's say she retires this year and she gives it to Carrie Beck and Dave Filoni, that's like a big rumor out there, or John and Dave, right?
John, dude. Like,
I would love John. But so let's say she does that.
I was on the show with Critical Drinker just a few hours ago, and
yeah,
they were saying that Feige is actually quite possible.
Well, I mean, that's in some of the reporting. So some of the Hollywood trades mention Kevin Feige, and I think the reason they're doing that is because a lot of Hollywood people don't trust Dave with the job, basically. Because he's an animator, he's a creative guy, he's never really run, the studio, and this job is kind of a boring job. It's not really like just producing movies and making movies, which is why Kathleen Kennedy doesn't even want to do it. She wants to just go produce movies and have fun.
Right.
The job's like annoying. You talk with like licensors, you talk with executives. It's a bunch of bullshit. Right? Not a great job. So people don't think Dave could do that. So I've heard that a lot of people within sort of the more established Hollywood, like basically Disney people, they want Feige because they look at Marvel, they look at money, they look at what's going on with Star Wars, and they're like, no, it's a no-brainer. Like, get this dude, right?
Right.
I think that would be great. The problem is he's pretty occupied with currently what's going on with Marvel. He's kind of pivoting, right? They're turning things around, but it's, they have a lot of work to do. It's going to be crazy. I don't know if he has the capacity to do it, but, look, going back to my question, I just want to ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's say she names successors, whoever, Dave and somebody, or maybe Kevin. But then we still get ultimately 3 or even just a couple of Rey movies, and Kathleen Kennedy's the producer. Does it really feel at that point like change has even happened, right?
No.
Like that's, yeah. So
what if they're just putting her name on stuff and she's like out? She gone.
I would love to believe that that's what it is, and I'll go get my dog in a second. Sorry about that. I didn't know he's out there, but I would love to believe that. Oh, you don't hear it? Okay, good.
No.
Brother, I would love to believe that, but the problem is that all the evidence we have is that Kathy Kennedy is like weirdly powerful. Like I don't even know why she's still there, to be honest with you.
She got. I bet you she got dirt on all those dudes from the 70s and 80s, man.
She's either has incredible dirt, or there's just too many connections to like her and Frank, and like, you know, because it's all like insular and Game of Thronesy power plays over there. So for whatever reason, she's like, it's like the mafia. She's like a made man. Otherwise, I feel like she would have been whacked a while ago, literally, because of the performance of the brand, right? So I just can't believe that after all of this time, after her being so protected, and we all really think it's like ridiculous at this point, like even people that used to defend her are like, what's happening, right?
Yeah.
It's just hard to believe that then they would unceremoniously shoot her out, just allow her name to be slapped on something and not give her control, right? So it's like,
I agree.
It's tough to imagine that that's what's going to happen. Of course, that's the that would be better, right? But I mean, look, it's kind of a bummer. I think ultimately the thing that we should take a second to consider is that this reunion was so powerful.
I know
that Kathleen Kennedy had to drop an article in the Hollywood Trades a half hour before this.
Yeah.
Like that,
we have to get that out before Nerd Theory returns,
because they didn't want, of course, because they don't want us like cheering it on and like celebrating and, you know, pushing the movement of like, oh, thank God, and all of that. Right?
They want us to see that article. They want us to see that shit and talk about it, so everyone knows. We got over 3,200 people here right now. Chat's going insane. Everyone is. I gotta say, everyone is like so happy to see us back. They're happy to see you. They missed you so much, and it's. I miss it, dude. It's been great.
Yeah, hell yeah. And the thing is, too, it's still like I don't want to get down because of this new news, right? And I think we should still have a fun time talking about.
We'll bring the boys in. They'll give like, their 2 cents, and
and we should talk about like what Dave could do and like the future and positive shit, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say that, look, I was so pumped about this news that like I had to hit you up. We had to get back on here and like do our thing, and that it made me remember, despite being pretty cold on Star Wars and like downright like anti, kind of rude, honestly. I've been kind of talks about it, to be honest. It made me realize that within oh no, I'm doing it on purpose. It made me realize that like deep down in there's still a part of me, man, that's like, dude, I just want to go to the galaxy far, far away. And
oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Still there for me. I always think there's hope. Always, because it's all it takes is one dude with the right vision and the respect for George to come in there and make 3 bangers, and we're right back. And we just ignore all of this other shit that happened.
I agree. And the other thing that's cool about this too is like, so let's say she does and she gets her Rey movies out. Like, let's say we still have a couple more years. Like she's gone, but we still have to deal. There's still a scenario 6 years from now, 7 years from now, where she's not involved at all.
Yeah.
And there is good reporting to suggest that people within Disney want to do shit different with Star Wars. The problem is Kathy. Like Kathy has crazy power. Kathy has like her own priorities. Like she's a like a boss almost, you know what I mean, for change to that company. So I think even if it's like Dave and Carrie Beck, who I would think would like, that's like my least favorite combination, because Carrie Beck is she's a producer. She's helped Dave with some stuff, but she used to be on the story group and stuff. And I think she like ride or die a little for Kathy. And it's like, you know, I'm not crazy about it. If it's Carrie and Dave, I kind of feel like they're just going to carry on Kathy's legacy, especially if like Kathy's literally there hovering over Dave. Like that's kind of a problem. If it's John and Dave, I feel like we get new, and that's great. If it's Kevin and Dave, I feel like we get completely new, and that would be really exciting. Like for me personally, I'd be pretty excited about that. But I think basically, bro, like there's hope. Even if this isn't exactly the end, like even if she's not exactly gone, we're closer than we've ever been, and there's hope. And I also think that like fan voices are still important in this conversation. Like, I don't like the idea of her sticking around. So, like, sure, Kathy, do your article, drop your shit in Deadline. Let us all know. And honestly, look, that was a strong article, lady. You know what I mean? I'll admit it. That was strong language. You're a powerful person. But I'm a fan on the internet. That's a nerd with a microphone. I'm still going to tell you, you need to move the fuck on. You ruined this shit. I'm still going to say that. I'm still going to beat that drum.
You know what would be really interesting is that if we actually had an interview with someone who's like a diehard Kathleen, but like not just like a fan. I mean, someone who's been like working next to him and like, look, she has literally single-handedly made the shittiest decisions for this brand. The toy sales are down. Your streaming is down. No one gives a shit anymore. The only thing that's popping is the Jedi Fallen Order game.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's probably losing sales too because of just the direction of Star Wars as a whole.
Yeah. It could have been better if they had the company in better shape.
Oh, yeah, dude. Shit. I mean, it's unfortunate, but at least we got her saying that she has been planning a succession plan, which means that, she's definitely on her way out, and that means her power is going to be less. I'd say she's going to be like Uncle June when he's on house arrest, and we're going to get a Tony Soprano come in, kind of thing.
I actually never watched The Sopranos, so I don't know exactly what the hell you're saying, but I'm going to agree with you. I'm just going to agree with you.
All right, well, let's bring the boys in. Chat, give one more round of applause for... he's staying on for a little bit longer, of course, but give one more round of applause because from here on in, it's going to be the four of us joining in. So a big welcome home to Josh, and hope he's going to be back for more.
Oh yeah, well
maybe
if she actually leaves, we'll.
That's what I'm about to say. Part two. Maybe we do another show of Nerd Theory returning on Mondays, and then I got my show here on Thursdays.
Throwing that at me live.
I'm throwing it at you live, baby. Chat, would you want to see something like that? Put a little pressure on Josh.
Let's talk about it later. Huh?
Put a little pressure on him. Hey,
man, is Star Wars even gonna change though? Like we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Hey, you know what else we gotta talk about?
What?
Warhammer, man.
You still on that train?
Oh, bro, I'm so on that train. Bro, did you know? Let me tell you one thing real quick. The biggest YouTube video that I did last year, Warhammer video.
Really?
Almost 800K views.
Really? Well, how's your Warhammer channel? I have not checked
I only did 3 videos and I quit.
Oh, okay. And I quit.
But one of them was like almost 1 million views. You know what I mean? Like that, it's popping.
Oh. Would you not want to upload all that on the main channel?
Oh no, it probably wouldn't work. I mean, I talk about Warhammer all the time on my streams and stuff. Like my community knows I'm really into it. I am actually going to try to do more content on that channel. And I told Nerd of the Rings actually that he and I are going to do a Warhammer podcast together. Okay. So we had like a bet, and basically I told him if the Cavill thing, because Henry Cavill's supposed to do like a Warhammer thing. Yeah. I said, if that gets confirmed, because there were some questions to whether or not it would happen. I said, if that gets confirmed, I'll do a podcast with you, a Warhammer podcast. Literally the next day, it gets confirmed.
That's cool.
Isn't that crazy?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's super serendipitous. But like, to be honest with you, man, we're behind on that. We've missed like several meetings, and Matt's actually in New York right now, doing some like Lord of the Rings content. But I am stacked to the gills with work, but we'll talk. Maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah, maybe we'll see what happens.
Maybe we can figure something out. We talk about it.
All right, everybody, please welcome the stupendous Wave, and of course, Dash Star. All right, okay. I guess not.
Nice.
Kathleen Kennedy. Hello, welcome to the stream. This is the first time all 4 of us are together.
Yeah, man.
It's kind of cool.
What's up, Josh? Nice to meet you, man.
Wave, what up, man? It's good to meet you. I know we spoke a little bit in the Twitter DMs recently because of that some bull crap.
Yeah. I feel like the Rebel Alliance discovering that there's a second Death Star. Like that's how I feel.
Oh yeah. About this Kathleen Kennedy news?
Yeah, like holy shit. Oh, I was so happy for like 2 days and they just took it right from us.
Yeah.
Salvation was that close.
I still think she's in, bro. I still think she's gone. I don't know that the whole thing about her saying that she has a secession plan. Like, okay, clearly you're going somewhere.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, she's on the way out, but like, make no mistake, she dropped this article.
I just saw your message. Josh.
I think you just saw it. I think she dropped it at a very specific time, and it's a strong rebuttal of the retirement. Like, I still think she's on the way out, but she dropped a big old interview, basically being like, "Oh hell no." So I mean, it's tough. Did you read the article, Wave? Did you like? What do you think?
No, I was just chilling, and then Dash sent it to me, and I was like, "No, they're taking it back." It was so nice for a few days to believe that there was going to be a real change, but I don't know. I agree partially with Theory that maybe
what's
there
wrong,
is going to be.
Stoops?
What's wrong?
You won't miss me. How inflammatory is this picture? It's so upsetting.
Yeah, it's pretty upsetting. I'm not gonna lie, man. Rough. It's Dash. Did you read the article? Did you dig in at all?
Yes, sir. It's great to meet you, by the way. Obviously, we didn't get time. Look, I'll just read for 2 seconds. The middle of it, she says that she's been working on a retirement plan. She said, "I am not retiring. I've been talking about it for quite some time with Bob and Alan, what an eventual succession might look like. But I'm working on Mandalorian and the Shawn Levy movie, and I have no plans of going anywhere." So basically, she's saying, we've spoken about it, but guess who's staying at least until this movie? And then they said she's going to orbit for years. So like, if her successor doesn't do well, she goes, "Well, I'm trying to help him." If they do well, she then gets the claim of, "Well, I earned my paycheck, and I was the one that set him up." It's brilliant.
Orbit, that's crazy.
I know. I'm an orbiter.
So what did you? We talked a little bit about this in the chat, Dash, but like I'm just curious from Dash and Wave. Like, what, am I crazy? Like, think about the timing of this. Like, isn't this crazy? Right about when we're about to have this show.
It's like 10 minutes before, right?
Right. What's the word for serendipity? But it's kind of fucked up. Because that's what it is.
Yeah. No, 100%. Dude, I was shocked, but also like kind of chuckled when I saw it because I was like, damn, like, that's pretty wild. Like, that is a pretty wild kind of narrative thing back and forth. And like, look, Theory is obviously the biggest Star Wars channel on the planet. And back in the day, he and I would definitely, rattle a little bit with our show, and we've made some noise with like the Pablo situation and some other things. So I feel like there's some people plugged in a little bit. So it's like, it's just kind of wild that this would be such strong language, such a strong kind of rebuke of the story that got us all here about a half hour before it comes out. I'm still, it feels almost like
it's a chess move for sure.
Yeah, it feels like it's not calculated. Real. Yeah, it's weird.
Damn,
Quell the uprising.
Oh, Snorehammer. Yeah, Cool Bear. Damn. I mean, look, he hears me talk about Warhammer all the time. I won't actually go there because I'll take like the whole conversation in a different
holy moly. It's a big super chat from Fro Productions. We're gonna get the super chats in a bit. We have a ton to talk about, but this is the biggest one of the night. We don't often see Star Wars themed gym. Wait, have you thought about making workout gear under your brand? Oh, I mean, yeah. If you saw the vlog from a couple vlogs ago, that's something that I mentioned that I really want to do. It's like a boxing fitness lifestyle brand that I've had in mind for years. Ooh. I just have not pulled the trigger on it yet because I want to find the right material. I know the look. I just got to find the right material.
Cool.
Yeah. Can I ask the look?
It's let's just say it's definitely more so 90s grunge, athletic wear, distressed. It's dope. It's got a good message behind it.
Nice, because I find, now I'm edging closer and closer to my 40s. I don't go for so much I'm edging, bro. It's Jarkai all day. I don't go for like the smattering, like wear like full Vader on my shirt so much anymore. Like I like to be more subdued. And I notice a lot of your gear, like your 66 or the 66, it's like if you know, if you don't, you don't. And I kind of like that crossover like where I'm not plastered with everything. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want to be loud. I want it to be like heavy weighted, not tight fitted, loose but tapered in certain areas. I have this idea, but it's got to be perfect. So right now, I mean, I'm so unbelievably busy with Theory Sabers and my team. It's like I don't have time for anything, but I'll find some cracks here and there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cracks.
Yo, speaking of cracks, who do you guys think should take over for Kathy? Because I mean, despite the article, still a pretty good chance that she retires either late this year, maybe earlier this year, maybe late this year, maybe early next year. So who do you think it would be?
Listen, I no one is saying this name, but I truly believe that Stuart Beattie really gets it.
Okay.
Like there are things
Favreau.
about the Kenobi trilogy that he has that I have learned about. I'll just say that much. About it, it's brilliant. Like he understands these characters so well. He knows how they should progress, where they've been, and where they should go. And he always has George's respect in mind. And I think that is the best way to go about things. He has no sort of political agenda. He's just trying to tell a story about characters that have already been established and just sort of expanding on that. So I think Stuart Beattie is, I don't know about president of Lucasfilm, but I think he should be someone that they should consult a lot. And if they don't, I mean, they already hired him once and then they fired him. And
so he was the writer that did the movie version of Kenobi?
All three.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No,
Bro.
I mean, dude, he was a stud.
Unreal.
Just from some of the stuff. Yeah, because didn't you? I want to say we did a show on that back in the day, because like some of the stuff came out. Maybe he did an interview where he talked about like his version of Reva or something like that.
I did an interview.
I think he
with him.
still had Reva, but she like actually seemed like cool, like the way he was gonna do.
Yeah, so I did an interview with him, and there's stuff he asked me not to say publicly, but just know that this guy is the guy. This guy is the guy. Like if there is any guy, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Dave, I mean, you guys know I have been like the biggest Dave Filoni fan for forever. But lately I've just really fallen out of love with the guy. To say
okay, any reason why? That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just like look at the direction that he took Ahsoka at the very end there. The hand that he had in The Mandalorian season 3. I mean, I don't, surface level stuff is all we can kind of see as a fan on the outside. We don't know what goes on the inside in the actual kitchen, but I just feel like he is supportive of like the Acolyte.
Oh, you know what's funny about that? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Christian Harloff apparently, and I actually I haven't seen these words actually come out of Christian's mouth, so I want to make that clear. But somebody told me that he had a report that when it came to Acolyte, Filoni came in and cut it all up because he said it was too dark. So whatever they were doing with Acolyte, with like a lot of the stuff they were doing, apparently Dave came in and really cut that shit up and like was trying to get it in more of the tone of like the hopeful Star Wars-y thing. And a lot of people say like that the show just kind of didn't work because of that. I mean, look, I think the show was ridiculous anyways, but
shit, dude.
Isn't that kind of interesting? So if that's true, I don't know, to me, that's kind of good, because I actually would say, taking what George had sort of set up with that in mind, absolutely. Like Star Wars can get dark and it faces real darkness, but it's not supposed to get to those subversive places of like darkness in the same way that some other content does, like The Boys, etc. Right? Those things don't match up. And I think what Leslie Headland was trying to do was kind of like a mature deconstruction, like fantasy fan film version of like what she's always wanted Star Wars to be. And it seems like Dave came in there and was like, nope. So yeah, I don't know. I wonder, what do you guys think of that?
I can't imagine it being much worse than what we got.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit. The Acolyte is the worst thing that they've done easily. And that's saying something. I think that the biggest thing that's indicative of like why I'm surprised Kathy is still here, just briefly touching on that, is that Star Wars hasn't had a theatrical release in like 6 years. And Star Wars is a theatrical franchise.
Yeah.
And I think it's absurd that she can still have her job when she's failing at the main thing they purchased Lucasfilm for. Obviously, they purchased it for merchandising, but you need the movie to funnel the fans into the merchandise. And I'm just astounded. Like, how can you be so bad at your job and just still remain? Like 6 years, we've not seen a Star Wars film. That's absurd.
Mm-hmm. I know, dude. It is absurd.
It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hearing 6 just out loud is great. 6.
I know.
It's years.
I want to give a quick big shout out to everybody in the chat. With over 4,000 people live right now. Chat's going absolutely wild. They're loving the show. So
nice.
We're happy to see it.
What do you guys think? Because I'm a huge fan after Josh broke down about Kathleen's position and how it's a kind of a money man, not creative position. What do you think about the dual role? I love that DC got James Gunn for the narrative and then the money guy, sorry, I forget his name, to handle that side. Yeah, I love that idea. Just to have somebody have that through line, because nobody can be strong in all places. I know I wouldn't want to do the money. I'd want to do the story. And so I think just get a James Gunn that's not like 60% less focused on comedy. And, you know, like a great writer, like, what was it? Stuart Beatty, did you say?
Yeah.
And then get a money man like George who can just fight them off for him or something, team them up for 10 years and see how they go.
I think that's what the Carrie Beck thing would be. Like a lot of people think that that's who it would be. Even if it was Kevin Feige, that's probably what it would be, right? Like Kevin would handle that side of the business and Dave would just kind of handle it. You know, it's funny, like in some ways Dave is already steering the ship creatively because he became CCO a couple of years ago. And from what I've heard, he really now kind of has his plans finally in place with a lot of things, which is probably why Acolyte got cut up or whatever. But I think the dual role, if it's Filoni, I think it almost has to be the dual role. Exactly what you said, Dash.
I don't know. I feel sullied after they announced that Filoni was going to take on more work, because then the Acolyte immediately dropped, and it was like, okay, we've learned nothing. It's like you have this big announcement. Everybody rejoices online. Finally, somebody that understands Star Wars. And then it's like the next thing is the worst thing ever. So at this point, I'm going to believe it when I see it. You know, I don't care who they put in charge. Make a good Star Wars anything, and then I'll be back on board.
Even if it's a Rey movie?
Even if it's a Rey movie. If the Rey movie is great. I'd rather have a good Rey movie than no Star Wars movie.
That's true. That's fair. I think that's a fair point because, look, one of the things she mentions in that article is the Shawn Levy movie. And that movie's interesting. Have you guys talked about that at all? Like the rumors around that?
Which one is that? I know I just read a headline that said it's 5 to 6 years after Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, so Shawn Levy's the guy that did Deadpool and Wolverine. He did the Real Steel movies. I believe he did the Adam Project, maybe Free Guy as well. Really
Stranger Things is the
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
he did some Stranger Things for sure.
He loves Ryan Reynolds. Let's just say that.
He loves Ryan Reynolds for sure. So that guy has been attached to a Star Wars movie for a while. And he's co-writing it with the guy he wrote the Adam Project with. And the rumors are that it is supposed to involve Rey, although I think the rumors indicate she would be like much older. So she'd be like an Obi-Wan-esque figure in the movie. And I don't
thought that was
think
the Ryan Gosling project. Sorry to jump in.
That is the Ryan Gosling project. Yeah, that's the same project. So Gosling is rumored to be correct. Yeah. So Gosling is rumored to be attached to that movie as potentially Rey's Padawan or something like that. Yeah. So I mean, that is a wave. He couldn't handle it.
It's hurting him. It's hurting him. Dude, a 47-year-old Padawan.
Yeah, what's the reaction? He's too old.
It's giving me hope. I'm like, I can be a Padawan.
Damn, dude. They're just making. All right, let's.
So wait, I gotta know Wave. What was that reaction about, brother?
I just hate that idea. It's like you got to bring in the big name actor. Obviously, they got to pair it up with their character that they made, and she's gonna be the smart one. She's gonna guide Ryan Gosling to whatever bullshit path.
You can write this, dude. Just keep going.
It's exactly what it is. But here's the thing. To be fair, that could be a competently made movie. Shawn Levy is good. They can do heart well. I mean, look, I think it's here's the thing about like
Free Guy is such a popcorn, mind-numbing movie. Like I just feel
it is.
Of them.
But have you seen the Real Steel movies?
Pardon?
Have you seen the Real Steel movies?
I have not.
So those have surprising heart. Those have Hugh Jackman as the lead. That's kind of where he hooked up with him. And I thought Deadpool and Wolverine, for its faults, did actually nail the humanity and the heart. I think that's kind of like why both Kathy was attracted to him as the director because she felt like his tone maybe matched well with Star Wars, and also probably why Shawn wants to do it. Because here's the other thing that's crazy. Like, bro, you just made Deadpool and Wolverine. Every door just opened. You could do anything. You could do more Marvel.
We
you
had
could do
that
X-Men.
discussion. But that, like, a nutless monkey could have done that. They just self-referenced Wolverine enough and did a buddy cop thing, and it dragged. Like, the movie wasn't. I love Deadpool 2. I love number 1.
Sure.
3 was just fan service bundled up. I feel like, and you look at the ratings now after all the hype died down. It's 70% compared to the other ones that are like 90 because they're.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't know.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I get if you're looking at, like, let's pretend we're money men. You see Stranger Things, you see that he can sell like billions of dollars worth of. I get the impetus behind them going, let's contact this guy, let's get some Disney money in his pockets. But for me personally, and I'm being selfish here, I think that's like the dumbest thing. Like, it's going to be a popcorn bubblegum, no substance meaning. That's just me.
I can't think of a movie farther away from tone than Star Wars than Deadpool and Wolverine. And I really like that movie. But the tone of Deadpool and Wolverine, like you were saying, you know, referencing all the history of the Fox films, all the history of, you know, Ryan and Hugh working together, that's all great. But Star Wars, you got to stand on your own, especially at this point. And they're so afraid to do that. I mean, we're still watching Stormtroopers. They bought it in 2012, and we can't move on from just like basic aesthetics. Like, it has to aesthetically look the same. And now I just picture in my head more Stormtroopers, a bunch of jokes, and something that feels nothing like Star Wars. And so, you know I would love to be proven wrong.
Wolverine and Deadpool felt like the entire movie's tone, and it was fun, but the entire movie's tone was literally that one moment in The Last Jedi where he made the mama joke.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Just goofy.
It's funny because I actually have never been in a group of people also negative towards Deadpool and Wolverine. But to be honest with you,
no, I didn't mind it.
I'm not really going to defend the movie. I actually it was good for Marvel. It was good for Marvel fans, and there's a lot of stuff I like in it. But I found it to be like when I first walked out of it, I actually wasn't as pumped as I wanted to be. I went to see it with like a good friend and like a good crowd, and like the next time it was just like more cheering for all the cameo shit. It's a good ride, you know what I mean? It's fun. But I feel you on that. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm surprised that y'all are that down on the Shawn Levy Star Wars movie. I hope Kathleen Kennedy's watching this podcast because she's literally putting her whole legacy on the line doing this thing that it's gonna happen.
She didn't even know we had source material. She didn't know we had Legends books and comics.
But
and
she knew we were gonna go live at 8 p.m.
That's
tonight.
true. She's like, I have to get this out. Probably one of her like PR people was like, we have to get this out before those doofuses get on that stream. It's like, well, all right, now we're gonna talk about it, and now we still want you to like leave because you've just shit on the brand for so long, so many times, so many years.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. I saw Heavy Spoilers had a really interesting tweet about it that I think really puts it into perspective. Because look, Kathy has been very successful in a lot of ways, right? But if you think about The Force Awakens and $2 billion, and then you think about shows getting canceled and then shows can't even chart. So we went from Acolyte, which couldn't even warrant another season of itself, to Skeleton Crew, which didn't chart one time. I mean, I know a lot of you guys like Skeleton Crew, but literally like nobody watched that.
Oh, I know.
Less than Andor, right?
Yeah.
So like it's crazy to go from $2 billion to canceled shows, and you can't even chart with the Star Wars IP. Like, so if you can't like just put that into perspective and see how far it's fallen, I don't, you're just not arguing in good faith.
That's what I'm saying. No, this woman does not have any clue what she's doing, and she had so many people that she hired and then got rid of them. So like, what happened to all these announced projects that we were supposed to get? Remember back in I think 2019 or something like that, we got this big chart of all these movies that we were going to get.
Stage,
Yeah, I mean, not that I wanted it, but there was a droid movie, a Lando movie. I mean, these things have completely disappeared from existence.
Well, those are two really bad ideas.
Terrible ideas.
Sure, terrible ideas.
The Game of Thrones writers. I mean, there were so many projects. What happened with Taika Waititi? There was a Ryan Johnson trilogy. There was Kevin Feige. Rogue
Squadron.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Lando.
the wrong person is president of Lucasfilm.
Yeah, that's the truth, and I think there are people at Disney that feel the same way, but I think again the problem is that Kathy has crazy power in Hollywood. Like, it just is what it is. It's weird because
Why?
to all of us, I don't really know
weird.
why. I don't know why, but
no one knows why. It's genuinely a gigantic mystery because you can't mess up this bad for that long and still be the boss if there's not anything going on behind the
She
scenes.
got
Yeah,
the
of course.
Epstein list,
That's-
baby.
yeah,
She
well,
got
like,
she
I
got
don't know
that
if
under her
it's,
fingertips.
I mean, look, I don't know if it's like that, but it feels like it is borderline like that, like at this point. But then
Yeah,
again,
she's
it's
got
like
It's
we're
just
on
got
the
a picture
outside.
of like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas naked next to each other holding hands.
Yeah,
and she's
dude.
like, what are you going to do? Who's
She's
going to
got
stop
a
me?
boat
That's
on
what
a
it
leash,
feels
too.
like, dude.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I'll blow this whole fucking town up. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
think you were going to end the sentence that way. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think there's definitely something going on with Kathy. She's either just that respected or there's something going on. And this article in this rebuttal is like basically telling nerds like us, don't get too excited. Mommy's still sticking around.
It's exactly
That's
what
exactly
it is.
what it feels like.
It's a pointed address.
Mhm.
You know, I'm making this till I die. She even said that.
No!
Yeah, that's wild.
She
I'm gonna
literally
make-
kind of said that.
That
I'm gonna
is a
make movies till I
crazy
die.
statement. That is
That's
a crazy
that
thing
is-
to me.
I know.
That's crazy. She's like, I'm here till I'm gone.
And when I die, I'm going to come back and haunt you. And you're like,
Deal
Yeah.
with it.
She's
What?
gonna make
She's-
AI Kathy, and that'll
She's already
run
haunted
everything.
us through living. I mean, what do you mean? Through her movies.
She's in the
destroying
walls,
it.
brother. I don't know what you're talking about. She's in the walls. Like, this is crazy. Like, I thought I was out. Now I'm back in, and they're dropping articles on Deadline before the show. Theory, what the hell's happening?
I don't know, bro. You say you haven't seen The Sopranos, but every time I leave, what do we say? Every time I step out,
Think
they
I'm out?
pull
They
me
pull
back
me
in.
back in.
Yeah, that's a good meme for sure. I gotta watch that show sometime.
I just finished
No,
it.
You're gonna love it.
I
You
think
did?
it has one of the best final seasons of any TV show I've ever seen.
Yeah, the
Maybe
best.
the best final season.
Mm-hmm.
So I should definitely get on this thing then, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I did nothing else but watch The Sopranos for 3 weeks, I'd say, maybe 4, and I
That
finished the
sounds
whole thing.
nice.
I'm
was-
bummed I'm
it-
done.
It was
You can't
insane.
do that when you have kids, man. You know what I mean? Like you know, my son will just run up to me and headbutt me in the nuts.
You'll
That's
have
just-
one eye on the TV. You know,
That's just an afternoon hello.
that's wild.
You know,
How old is
It's
he
like,
now?
Dude, he's almost 2.5. Can you fucking
That's
believe it?
crazy.
Dude? And he's
That's
so
crazy.
big, brother. Like, I mean, he was always big, but like it has not stopped. He's a monster, but he's a gentle giant. You know,
Yeah.
good kid. And then the
After
After
baby
he
girl,
headbutts you in the
man.
nuts.
You're-
I mean,
Dad.
like, you know, it's funny because like kids, like, do you guys have kids at all? Dash, do you have kids?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, dude, like, you know, like they get a lot of joy from like wrestling with dad and like you know what I mean, like being aggressive and like just goofing off or horseplay or whatever. Like they absolutely love that stuff. They get more pleasure just in comfort from mom, but like with dad, like they want to go crazy. And my son, he loves wrestling, being thrown around, you know, fighting, parrying and stuff like that. It's a good time.
That's awesome. Is he going to play sports?
If he wants to, yeah. I mean, I think he's going to play sports when he's young. Either way, like we're going to put him in stuff because I think it's just good for, you know, social skills and whatnot. But ultimately, like when he gets older, if he doesn't want to do sports, it's fine. You know, it's just gonna whatever he does. I just basically want him to do something and to put his heart into it. And as long as he's doing that, it could be whatever. You know, it could be a theater kid. I don't really care. Whatever he wants to do.
Ballet.
Ballet. Fine. You know,
Yeah.
Bruce Lee did ballet. You know, it's
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
You've thought about this.
Of course. You know, because the worst thing is, what if he wants to cheer for Ray movies and stuff? So, you know, you gotta think about these things as a father. You know, how's
Yeah.
that conversation gonna go? I don't know. I don't know what the adoption laws are. You know, I don't know how you get rid of a kid. So you know, we'll see.
I'm gonna be in Cleveland next month, by the way. I don't know if you're anywhere around there.
I am near Cleveland, brother. I am near
Crazy.
Cleveland.
Yeah, we're gonna be
hit
at
me up.
Cleveland Fan Expo.
Oh, cool. Yeah, hit me up. I'm actually literally like 2 hours away.
Crazy. Okay.
Yeah, right now.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, let me know.
Huh. Shit, feels good. Feels good to be back.
Yeah, no, it's been, look, even though it's been a weird, like in some ways I'm still processing it, you know, it's just so funny. Like life can sometimes seem like a simulation. You know, I told Elisa, I was like, yeah, I reached out to Theory, you know, Kathleen Kennedy's gone, like we're gonna, you know, do a little reunion. It's gonna be really fun. And then look, there were rumblings of this on Tuesday, and I kind of covered it on my stream where I was like, ooh, it might not be what we thought, guys. But to drop a deadline article, she basically made it so we had to talk about it. It's, you know what I mean? Like it would have been wrong to ignore it. So I was shocked. I saw the article and I was like, wow, this cannot. I think I even tweeted. I was like, there's no way Kathleen Kennedy dropped an interview a half hour before Nerd Theory reunion. Which is like that. There's just no way.
That's some insane timing.
There's no way that happened. Like, and yet it did.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
I don't think so either. I think they want us to be.
You guys are her biggest op. One of them.
We're not an op. We just want her to make good Star Wars. So, like, she could stay for all I care, just as long as she just completely makes some good shit. Like
impossible at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is impossible, but it's like just make good stuff. That's all it is.
I don't think she wants to. I think she wants to make her stuff.
She wants to make
I don't
an agenda.
think she cares what
she wants.
Not. I don't think. I know she doesn't care what we think about it because you don't follow. You don't follow up the sequel trilogy with The Acolyte if you care about what fans think.
Hell no.
Yeah. I mean, I've always viewed Kathy as a person that doesn't really understand Star Wars. You know, she understands Hollywood and movies, but she also understands them from like an era of like the 70s and 80s. So she's even to that, she's like out of touch. I think. Like I'll never forget watching the documentary for The Last Jedi. I think it's called The Director and the Last Jedi. And it begins, and they should almost play like Curb Your Enthusiasm music when it begins, because Kathleen Kennedy comes out on stage, and it's the rap party for The Last Jedi, and she's on stage, and she's like, I think we all know, we just did something truly special and meaningful, and shit like that. They were so high on their own farts about that film, and I think she really felt like she had done the impossible. She had like push Star Wars forward in this visionary, you know, mythological way while recontextualizing it, modernizing it, like all of these different things. I really feel like she thought that she had cracked the code.
She thought she did something.
Yeah, and it broke.
Yeah, she didn't. No, she absolutely destroyed everything.
Those videos of her and Rian Johnson make me so angry, man. Like I know exactly the videos you're talking about, but like when they're talking about this isn't the Star Wars, you know, or like Ryan really made something really great. Or it's like it's going to usher in a brand new era. It's like, oh my
bro, were any of you guys at was it Chicago? Yeah, Star Wars Celebration Chicago. Theory, I know you were there. Were you guys there?
Yeah.
Dash.
Yeah, the episode 9 panel. Is that what you're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It was the same script.
I think back to it was Last Jedi panel right before Last Jedi was about to come out.
Oh, okay.
Because remember we got those posters, the sick one with the red. Like that poster was actually pretty cool. But the thing that's weird, I always think back to this because Mark Hamill was like super grumpy in that panel. And you can find videos of it where like Kathy says stuff like, I want to be clear, he's really important to the movie. Like she literally had to like,
I remember,
kind of correct some
and then
stuff.
He said something and she's like,
and he was like, oh, well, that's good to hear. Like he was being snarky as fuck. And at that time, he was still really salty about what they did with him. Because remember, he had in his contract 2 things. He had to be in all 3 of the movies, and they weren't going to be cameos. And they literally fucked him. They literally
just like they
him.
did George. And people
dude.
I'm so happy that there's a lot of us that see this of what they did to George. I mean, like when he was signing the freaking contract away.
Yeah, man.
To Bob Iger. And like
that's a hard video to watch.
That video where it's him, Kathleen Kennedy, and there's someone else there too. I forgot who. Maybe. But you could just see that she is so full of shit as he is talking about what really matters to Star Wars. And she's like, we're going to really honor all of his stories. And doesn't. I just think it's the biggest bullshit, bogus, disrespectful move. And I think we are the only fans, all of us, the stream here, everybody watching, that really give a crap about Star Wars and see the truth of the matter that, you know, we don't want to hate Star Wars. We love it. And we love it, I would say, more than anybody else on this earth. and we want to see it succeed, and we want to see it go back to what it was when we were kids. And that isn't to say like, oh, it's just nostalgia. No, it was a true story. And when we were kids is when George Lucas was in charge of it. Because by the time I was 22, he had already sold it. So we just need to take it back to what it was, and that can only be done with the right people. Unless George comes back again, it can only be done with the right people who have his vision in mind and aren't trying to do some political bullshit every single step of the way. It is disgusting. And then if you don't like it, you're racist. And like, fuck what they've done to the brand. These people are horrible.
I see people talk about that a lot, like, you know, politics and Star Wars. And, you know, Star Wars is political, but we're not getting politics in Star Wars nowadays. We're getting identity politics. And I feel like those are two different things that people need to separate in their minds. That like people say, oh, they call them stormtroopers. That's how much more political than can you get? Well, it's like, yeah, those are the bad guys, you idiot, you know? And then with the acolyte and it's that's identity politics like crazy. You have like 90 moms who miraculously conceived these two children before Anakin. That's not political. That's identity politics. There's a clear separation between those two things. And I get so frustrated when people just use the blanket statement of politics. Like, yes, but no.
Stoops, those people know exactly that they have zero argument. So they have to skew what they're saying to make it sound like, oh, what do you mean? There's politics in Star Wars forever. We're not talking about real world, timeless politics of the little guy versus the big guy. That's politics. Yeah. We're talking about identity politics. We're talking about literally basing a story around identity politics and shit that doesn't matter in Star Wars. It's supposed to be a galaxy far, far away. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why can't we just make stories about character progression and things that we care about, things that are relatable, that can give a little boy or girl some inspiration for their life to make the right decisions or go down a certain path when they're feeling confused or where they maybe don't know where to go. No one cares about the color of the skin of the character or their sexual identity or any of this weird shit that doesn't matter when it comes to telling a story and igniting someone's soul so they feel motivated to battle life's bullshit.
You know what hurts a lot is it feels like the leaders of Lucasfilm are targeting the characters that the fans love the most and slowly, you know, bringing them down. Like they did it with Luke, and that was awful. And they did it in a more subtle way with the Acolyte, because, you know, when you have another miraculous birth and another miraculous Force conception, you're lessening the impact of the Anakin figure, and that's intentional. It's completely intentional. So not only are you making bad Star Wars, but you're actively trying to lessen the impact of what's there before. There's no respect. There's no love. There's no understanding. And I'm just, that article made me so more than anything, I'm just bummed.
You can see the logic behind it though, because Han was washed up in The Force Awakens, Luke nowhere, and Leia also. Leia also was not prime, and so
for some reason I thought you meant at the end of Return of the Jedi, and I'm like, brother, wait, what? But no, I see what you're saying. Sorry,
So, but to elevate their new characters, they thought they had to denigrate and to lessen the legacy characters, and you know the amount of snark they had when people said we want to see the legacy characters, and they're like they're pathetic and old. Like they basically said that. The audacity, like it was baffling.
Yeah, it was baffling.
You want to go to Galaxy's Edge and see them? Piss off.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
For real. You know what's crazy too? Like just to sort of comment on the like political discussion, because I know you know, people feel differently about this. And, you know, even I have felt differently about this over the years, right? Like how political should Star Wars be? Should it be a direct allegory or whatever? I want to say about a year ago, I did a stream where I went, I framed it as like going back in time. And I watched a bunch of interviews and the old trailers for the actual release of Empire and Return of the Jedi, because Star Wars itself was kind of such a phenomenon that like it caught fire and everybody was like, oh, it's all crazy. But then when the other ones came out, like it was a big deal. So like all the news people were really aware that the next one was coming out and they wanted to do stories. One of the things that I found that was fascinating, and I wasn't looking for this, I didn't expect it, but it was fascinating, was that a lot of the like either ABC, like the big networks, the big American networks, when they were talking about the movies, they made a point to talk about how they were non-political. Like they literally said in the way that they talked about the movie, and this is just like you're sitting at the breakfast table watching the morning news in the 70s and 80s for these movies, and then who's his face in a sharp suit talking to Jimmy so whatever that likes the Star War or whatever, right? But I found it fascinating that message kept being repeated. Like I wasn't looking for this, I was like not expecting it, and I was like, wow, like even then, when the movies were at the height of their popularity, the original trilogy, they were spoken about as like, don't worry about your politics or don't, worry about this, just go escape. Like that's literally what the whole thing was. And it's actually like out there. You can look this up. You can find this for yourself. And it's like so clear that people that say, Star Wars is political, so all the stuff they're currently doing is therefore okay, because I can put it under the banner of political, they're just being so disingenuous to what Star Wars actually is, how it even got the appeal that it got in the first place. Because like, look, it's one thing if you want to put messaging into your product or your show or whatever, but when you purchase an IP for billions of dollars that has an established fan base, you purchase it because it has that established fan base. That's like something you think you can leverage and monetize. So like, why would you then try to change it? Like it kind of doesn't make sense. And so I think just from a basic level of trying to lean into the identity politics, just as a strategy of changing it from like, again, go back and watch those interviews. It was literally sold on American televisions around the country as non-political. Why would you change it? Why would you make it so directly allegorical to political things that were really hot button topics? I mean, the culture war at the time was raging. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think it was, even if you try to characterize what Kathy did just from a strictly business perspective, it's still stupid. Like it was very stupid what she did. Yeah. And we're paying for it. So
one of the things politically that I think that they are really failing to capitalize on, though, is like the easy stuff that would make sense, like aliens in the Rebel Alliance, for example. One of my huge problems with Andor is it doesn't feel like Star Wars because there's no aliens. Sure. I'm not in. Yes. I'm in a galaxy far, far away, but it's just a whole bunch of guys and girls that look just like me. This doesn't feel whimsical and great. But part of why so many alien species joined the Rebel Alliance is because they were being discriminated against and hated against by the Empire. So there's this obvious one that would really resonate and would be super accurate and appropriate, and they just blatantly choose to disregard that. And that is also confusing. And that just leads me to think that they truthfully have no idea what to do. I full-heartedly believe that it just has to be sheer incompetence at this point.
Do you remember Kenobi when they did that? And I was like, wait a second, when all the younglings went from the myriad of aliens to just like a rainbow of humans. And I was like, son of a bitch, they did it. Why? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why they do it. I understand the logic of it is if you're not that competent and, well, they say that evil cannot create it. It can only manipulate and destroy. So you buy an IP and you go, well, I want to release things and make money, but I don't have the capacity to create something truly original. Or, like George, I don't want to recreate the wheel for the next 20 years of people. Anyway, so what you do is you go, well, what do people care about right now? And then you shoehorn the shit out of it into whatever 100%. It is. And then he said, look what I've created. And that segment of the audience will then fight on your behalf and say anybody who doesn't like it is evil. And you've got a PR team of crusaders. I get it. I don't like it. It's very disingenuous.
It was bad strategy. Yeah. No,
they get so mad too. If you have a different opinion, it's just like they go straight to like, what'd you say? It's not like, oh, I disagree. Here's why. It's like
it's nuts.
Yeah, there's no middle ground. There's no middle ground.
Got the worst of it.
Oh yeah, no. I'm mostly getting mad because of things I've read about Theory.
I literally get some guy the other day what was like, I'll never forgive Theory for. I was saying this on Drinkers. I'll never forgive Theory for not allowing us to see more Plagueis or something into season 2. I'm like, what the fuck? How the hell did I cause that?
I saw that. I think,
That was such
Yes,
a
I remember
They
that.
were
cameo.
blaming you for the cancellation.
Such a whack
Insane.
cameo where he's just like creepering around the
bullshit.
It's the worst cameo that I've seen.
It is
It's
the worst
bad.
show ran by, I would say, some of the shittiest people I've ever met. The most intolerant, psychotic. If you don't like what I like, then you are racist, incel, bigot, whatever, everything.
And the thing is, like, look, there's
like-
not everybody's that hardcore and extreme, but obviously there's a ton of people that are. And when you make your thing about that and you sort of connect it to those issues, like, you're just bound to get that kind of conversation. So it's like, and this is the thing, is like, we've all been having the same conversation about Kathleen Kennedy for like 6 years. It has literally only gotten worse. And yeah, this is a big part of the problem, was like the sort of shift into the female-centric stuff, identity politics, all these sort of things, and then just not being able to actually competently produce on top of that just made it worse, to the point now where it's like, it's so obvious that she needs to move on. And I guess she kind of is, but then again, she drops this big article where she's like, nah, like, mommy's sticking around.
This is why I think that independent filmmakers, comic book writers are the future. So it is, not just YouTubers, but people, normal people, everybody that can just go ahead and make their own either fan film or movie and scale it up and get bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where they're making massive films that speak to people and resonate with people's souls, that aren't some corporate shit, some slop made by a bunch of suits telling you what to do. I think that's really the future, is, our own stories that we are in control of. Or one-man show, one-woman show, whatever.
Yeah,
that's the
I
future.
Agree. I think there's some hope for some decent Star Wars. Like I'm excited for Ahsoka season 2. I'm cautiously optimistic about the Mandalorian and Grogu, although like the plot leaks for that movie sounds so silly. Like, I don't know what that movie is, but and look, Dave's movie, if he ends up doing an Heir to the Empire thing and Thrawn's actually badass, like, hell yeah, I'll enjoy the shit out of that. But I think we might have to literally wait for a new visionary, for like some new filmmaker, some younger person, like kind of what you're describing, but then like they love Star Wars and they want to go save it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because you would almost need like Denis Villeneuve. Like, I love his stuff and I really like what he does with Dune. He's never doing Star Wars. He's not interested in it. But you almost would need somebody like Denis, that's just a very competent filmmaker, understands tone and how to create emotion, loves Star Wars, but has like their own version of it. And maybe we have to wait like 5 to 10 years for that. But I think that's always a possibility. I mean, because they could fuck this thing up so bad. Like, maybe they make the Rey movie with Shawn and nobody watches it, it bombs, and then they're like, well, what the fuck do we do now? Then they'd have to find a new vision or something. Right?
I think genuinely, within the next 5 years, AI is going to get so good. I've been calling it the Star Wars fan universe, or Star Wars FU, FU to Disney. People are going to take control, and their ideas will be able to be made at scale. Like, we've got theory now to do like the level that's, movie level, but like the everyman, like you said, I think we have to start. Like, last stream, Stoops came up with the greatest, what was it? Echo Base horror film, just off the cut. I was like, man, I want to see this. People have been messaging saying, I want to see this thing come to life. And I'm like, in 5 years it could, so I don't think we can wait on Disney, but for the everyman who doesn't want to get involved, I get that it's like, well, either the fans do it or Disney may do it. But what hope do you have when we can't trust Disney to do it at this point?
Definitely agree with that. It's like, I like Dave. Like, again, I really like Dave, and I think he's literally done some of the best stuff that Star Wars has done in the past 10 years. Like, he has done literally some of my favorite shit. So if it's Tales, episode 5 of season 2 of Mando, or, parts of Ahsoka, like I think episode 6 of Ahsoka is like one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars that I've seen in a long time. Like, that shit was hype. And then it kind of falls off in the last 2, right? But like, Dave can do that. And so I'm excited to see Dave potentially do more stuff, and maybe there's a way like it actually starts to feel a lot like Star Wars, and then they have a cohesive thing moving forward. I don't know. I could see it, but
you don't know who's at the top, right? Like, sorry,
the thing,
go first?
No, go for it. No, you're saying what I was going to say.
Well, the Book of Boba Fett I did not love that, but Robert Rodriguez, who made Desperado in the 90s, was such a good film. When he had the King Kong scene in Book of Boba Fett, and it was just like this smash of shit, and Filoni was involved, I was like, who's making it looks like that stupid whiteboard where they were throwing ideas at it. Like, if somebody that competent can make something so terrible, you go, who is controlling them, if that makes sense? So you could be right. It could be just cutting the head off and letting competent writers and directors and all those people have their vision come to life and not make speeder bike chases on mopeds or whatever.
Yeah, it's so weird. And, like Marvel and Star Wars both have had similar issues too, right? Like it's really weird how, because in 2019, Disney did 9 different billion-dollar movies. So they were just like at the height of their shit, and like Marvel looked like it would never stop. You know what I mean?
Stop, right. Like, Endgame hype was, you could taste it.
It was
I can't
so
believe
good.
how badly Marvel has dropped.
Yeah, it's just wild, right? And it's like, what kind of happened to both of the studios? Because I would actually argue, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I actually think the Disney Plus shows have made Star Wars worse. So like, it was already bad after the sequel trilogy. I think it's gotten worse because of just so much bad in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I'm more checked out than ever. I don't know. What do you think?
It's the clear culprit for sure.
Oh,
I mean, Disney, they started with the Marvel Disney Plus shows, and Marvel instantly went downhill because they saw how much money they could make. The places like Netflix or even Max, which I think is one of the better streaming services. But with Star Wars, again, they put all their eggs into Disney Plus because they had success with Mando, and they were like, okay, we don't have to do these like huge theatrical releases. We can build our brand on Disney Plus. But the issue is when 80% of your shows are bad and you're not going on the big screen and all of your resources are dedicated to these smaller projects, when you have the Acolyte that has a bigger budget than Dune Part 2 did. Holy shit. But anyway,
well, dude, and they're about to spend they spent $700 million basically on Andor.
What?
Yeah, like 675. Yeah. Dude, like that is absurd.
No aliens.
Bro, that's fucking great. Yeah, no aliens.
It's a talking show. They just talk.
$800 million. And I hate that show, by the way. So like I'm on the outside on that. I know a lot of people like Andor. I fucking hate Andor.
Why do you hate it? Is it don't say bricks and nails or whatever?
I mean, I don't like the bricks.
So see Theory's face. He's like, you're out.
Yeah. No. To me, it's just like it's not Star Wars. Like it feels it feels like an Andy Sorkin show or something, like really sophisticated and like, it doesn't feel like Star Wars. It doesn't have the mythology, doesn't have the adventure. For me, it feels like a corporation literally kind of almost doing Mad Libs, where they were like, yo, we could do like a sort of True Detective Andy Sorkin thing with this character from this thing and put it together. I absolutely hate it. I know I'm on the outside of that. A lot of people enjoy it. But even if you like Andor, brother, there ain't no way that spending $90 million on Kenobi and $700 million on 2 seasons of a show that was so poorly viewed that they had to put it on ABC and Hulu to boost its numbers.
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy to me what they're spending on these shows.
Just to touch on your point, one of the things I feel the same, I like Andor, but I have that same problem where there's this intangible, you cannot put your finger on it, but it doesn't feel like Star Wars. Like there's this something out of universe. I feel like Rogue One was a step closer to what it should be, but like Andor just feels out of pocket and you're like, something's off. I like it.
I can tell you all the things that are off, brother. Like I'll tell you one example, just one example here. And this really brings it clearly. Okay. Do you like Grief Karga?
Yes.
He would. Yeah. Do you know how he's like Mando and he's all like exuberant and it's almost like operatic in the way that he performs? That's Star Wars. Andor doesn't have anything like that. It's literally people talking about like cereal and like with actual just regular diction. Like it's not space opera. It's like a sophisticated, talkie show that just happens to exist in Star Wars. George, they used to say you could write that stuff, but you couldn't say that stuff. His own actors had a lot of trouble with his dialogue because it's so operatic. It's so over the top. It's so big and grand. And the way that those movies are supposed to work is like, grand scene or build up to grand scene. And Andor has none of that. It has none of that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, you're. I love hearing other people's thoughts because it's hard for me to figure out, because I love the EU, and one would say that the EU doesn't fit into George's vision. Sure. Whether it be the old Republic games felt like Star Wars and a new breath of life into it, the Bane novels, even say the Sith kind of take. There's a lot of different media that wouldn't fall into George's more narrow, I would say, the hero's journey kind of thing.
Sure.
But they still feel like Star Wars to me. So I don't know how they fall out of that range, if that makes sense. And it's just, I'm trying to get better at understanding it, because I'm like, it's just, everybody feels the same way, but they can't say why.
It's hard to pin down, isn't it? It's hard to pin down exactly what about Andor doesn't feel Star Wars. And I'm with you, Dash. Like, I like Andor. I think the acting's great. I think the sets look great. But there is something to be said, and the effects in Andor are just beautiful. But there is something to be said about it. I know I brought up the aliens earlier. I feel like aliens are an integral part of Star Wars, and the fact that they're so absent is just strange. It feels like the creatives didn't want to make a Star Wars show.
No, that's the thing. He said more than half the time I didn't think I forgot I was making something Star Wars.
Well, he did, Tony Gilroy doesn't like Star Wars. Like he said, he's on the record saying that. So like he didn't even approach it that way. Like he didn't even really try to make it Star Warsy, So it's
literally just a show within the confines of Star Wars in terms of the Death Star being made. That's it.
Star Wars skin.
Yeah, but like I hate everything about it, man. Like I hate that show. I hate how sophisticated it thinks it is. The new trailer, right? I hated that trailer. The music is not Star Wars whatsoever. Some terrible, weird ass folk rock thing. Terrible.
Oh, that was painful. That was mean.
It was so bad. And then the self-aggrandizing quotes of how critics love the show. Like the show was sniffing its own farts in its trailer so hard. And like I cannot stand that shit. Like it thinks it's it. I was talking to my wife about this, and I was like, I almost feel like they know Star Wars fans, like mostly, are not going to check this thing out. So they created that trailer to literally go after people that don't even watch Star Wars, to show them like, hey, critics love this thing and check out these cool rock riffs. Like literally going after.
No, the trailer wasn't for Star Wars fans. That's I should tell you something. Go watch the trailer for Revenge of the Sith. You guys are going to see quite the difference. You're going to realize, oh, that's what they mean. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I see.
Yeah.
I think most of the Disney sequel trailers are pretty good, frankly, too.
I got something for Josh. Here you go, Josh.
Ah, Mando! They all hate you, Mando.
That's Wars. The way the tone comes in.
Yeah, right. Right.
Mando! Like the atmosphere. You can fucking feel
energy in there. There's energy.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear Cyril talking to his mom. Like, this stupid shit.
Fuck.
I miss the idea of it. But not the truth. The weakness.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, legend.
Rest in peace. Both.
Two for two. Such greats. I've been talking a lot about the intent behind art, and that you can actually feel the intent, whether it's articulated. Like our subconscious is that powerful. And like you said, if the guy hates Star Wars, I think maybe that it permeates through everything, through the lack of aliens to the set, the bricks and the screws.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for
funny guy.
No, dude, you're dead ass. Like that's if you think about art, like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rick Rubin at all.
Yes.
No.
So I love
that book, The Creative Way.
Yeah, of course. So brilliant, right? So like if you think about so if you think about that book and you think about sort of his, philosophy on this thing, how could you be a person that didn't like Star Wars and be able to make good Star Wars, right? Like it almost feels like that wouldn't work. Like that doesn't work. You're not going to get there that way. You might create something that speaks to all the sensibilities that you have, to the sort of energy that you cultivate, to like your personal views of the world. And that's beautiful because that's art. And, artists do different things. They gravitate towards certain genres, or they gravitate towards certain mediums, right? Like that's sort of the art and the world pushing back against that just creative bubble. But how on earth could you be a guy that doesn't know anything about it, never was into it, doesn't know the world, doesn't live and breathe it? And how could you be given $700 million by a corporation to make that product? Like, it truly doesn't, it baffles the mind.
Insane.
I think the only answer is Kathleen Kennedy doesn't like Star Wars.
Yeah,
I think that's just honestly,
dude. She doesn't.
I think that's honestly possible. I think that she does not like it. That's the only answer I can come up with.
I agree.
Yeah,
well, she had no source material, dude.
No.
And you're sounding like a separatist.
It's wild. It's wild. So hopefully there's some hope still, but damn, bro, it's a little bit of a gut punch with that article,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's a hard statement, though. I'm going to make movies till I die. Crazy.
I mean, she came out
That's
strong,
a message.
It's a strong message.
Yeah.
It's a strong.
You're like, I ain't going anywhere, pal.
She's
gonna make like a rap video.
Dude,
Okay,
right?
continue destroying the brand. Go ahead.
Till I
She's like, hey,
DIE.
Theory and Josh. Yeah, exactly. You thought DEI was bad. How about till I DIE?
Damn,
Damn.
bro. Crazy.
Crazy times, brother. Crazy times. Hey, what up, Star Wars Sith? Good to see you, brother.
What?
He's always popping in my live streams.
Dude, we have 200 super chats. How are we going to get through this?
I don't know. I'm about to bail, though.
Don't do that.
Good luck, boys.
Yeah, they're like 90%. We love you, Josh.
I know, right? You can just ignore those then. You know what I mean? If I'm not here, you
Yeah.
don't even have to fucking...
I know.
While I got you guys, I want to put an idea out there. I know. Wait, what did he say? Oh, wait. What was it?
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
Oh, shit. Rossi's pissing Theory off.
Don't worry about Rossi.
He's trying to get a booth at Dragon Con. Meet up at Dragon Con. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. Look, I probably can't do anything at a Comic-Con till summer or winter. It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are a little wild.
Yeah, I bet. Must be a lot of time.
Yeah, they're worth it though. They're cool.
I bet. Yeah, maybe one day. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, find the right lady or just clone yourself like Dr. Evil or some shit. I mean, that would actually be kind of awesome.
It'd be wild, bro. What am I, Jango Fett?
Mini
Yeah, dude, exactly.
I couldn't handle a mini-me. Hell no. Do you know how many like character development moments it took me to get to this level? I was no.
You were a degenerate.
I want to hear it. Yeah, I want to see
Yeah,
DJ.
come on, man.
Let's just stream with him.
Do it.
Bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Teenage me, 20-year-old me.
I was an angel, so.
On Facebook, letting out your most horrible thoughts on your wall, like that was you doing something.
Yeah, dude. Or MySpace.
I want to throw up.
MSN
Remember
music.
making your MySpace page all custom with like cool
Great.
art and music when you hit the page and shit?
I decided to see what workout merch you release. Here's another 100. All you have. Oh, dude, thank you.
Damn!
That's
Super generous, or maybe he's
very
in
generous.
the wrong amount, and he's gonna.
It's possible. Maybe it's supposed to
look at
be
his credit card statement and be like, "What the?"
He meant to do Rossi's amount.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little on that Rossi budget,
Yeah, he's on that Rossi budget, dude.
Call him out.
Just kidding, Rossi. We love you, Rossi.
Oh, look, another one. Thanks, Rossi. Appreciate it, dude. Enjoy Vader 2, bro.
Yeah, Rossi.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, though.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's a wild.
He's the best.
Wild
Such
boy.
a good energy. Such a good person. Met him. Got to meet him. Did you meet him in person?
I have not met him in person yet. No, I was, like I said, I was going to come down to that meetup, man. It's just a little too close.
Yeah.
With the Dust Baby and all that. But
No, I
yeah,
understand.
well, I guarantee we will link up at a con sometime this year. And honestly, next month, Cleveland, that's really
Yeah.
close. I could maybe come over at least for like, a night or something. Kick it for a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, I usually get a
That'd be
big
cool.
Airbnb for my team, and
Cool.
yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. You're more
That'd
than
be
welcome
great,
anytime.
dude. I'll come and I'll get you guys into Warhammer.
That sounds good. Damn, you sent another one. Fro Productions.
It
Holy
wasn't the
moly.
wrong amount.
Here's another 100.
Oh my god, bro.
Straight baller.
Kind of crypto
Thank you,
Sultan.
Thank you so much.
Maybe it's Kathy.
Dude, do you remember when I used to like go crazy on people in chat?
Oh yeah, dude. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Good times. Good times.
I want to have a chat with you on the phone sometime if you're available. I think it'll be good.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Talk about same shit we just did for an hour.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I probably have to get more out, to be honest. I gotta complain a little bit more.
Yeah, you have to. Maybe some of those butthead comments got to return. Get you invested to stay a little.
Oh, I see.
Where are the Josh haters at? Wait, no, I know how to make the stream another 2 hours long. The new Superman movie.
Oh God, James
Good
Gunn.
pal. James
Gunn situation. You know, I'm trying to be cool about it.
Why?
I think because you know why? Because
Why?
I feel like, look, I'm obviously not actually being that cool about it, but I feel like I have to sort of say that because I am at least trying to be fair in the coverage that I give. And obviously, like, look, I'm going to go a little harder on the guy and be like a little funny about it or whatever. But I also think that he's legitimately doing kind of a bad job. So I don't want it to get lost in the sauce of like the meme that like, no, like there is actually a good chance that he's fucking Superman up. We'll have to see. So, I think people really like the trailer and that's great. And I think there's interest in the movie, but a lot of this stuff has been whack. And we've heard a lot of weird stuff about the behind the scenes, you know, some of the screenings and, you know, it's just not going well. I personally don't think that Gunn is a great fit for Superman's tone. He you know, he does like all those Guardians and Suicide Squads and he's like really irreverent, I think is the best way to describe him.
Right.
Superman is not, right? So it's always felt like a weird fit to me. But yeah, what did you guys think of the Superman trailer? Did you guys like it?
It's totally different from Snyder's style.
Yeah.
It's like happy, it's hopeful. It's got that like, you know, summer vibe to it. Totally different.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I watched Superman, Christopher Reeve's Superman, Richard Donner, I remember the thing that pulled me out of it was when the three Zod and his goons were beating up Superman and they threw him into like a sign and I couldn't tell he was hurt. And I was like, oh, so they can't, like he's invulnerable. And then I found out about invulnerability and I was like, I love the concept of Superman. No. I hated the invulnerability aspect of him. I wanted him. So when I saw the new Superman trailer and his battle damaged scene 1, I went, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I'll watch just purely based on he can be hurt. I know that's messed up. I like the hopeful.
No.
That's
like, yeah, that's a really interesting take. Yeah.
He didn't get hurt enough in those fights.
I'm sorry. I feel like we're on.
No, that's me.
That's me. Interrupting you. My bad. I'm gonna shut up.
No, that's me. I apologize. Yeah, battle damage. But I like Gunn. He's too irreverent. That's a beautiful word, a singular word that you can like. I love the shorts of Peacemaker, the show on YouTube, and I watched the series and I want to throw up. I'm like, this is hat on hat irreverence. There's no. It's just too many jokes. Same thing with Zack Snyder though. When he did, it was Joss Whedon when he took over Justice League. Remember when Batman tried to make a joke after he hit the ground fighting Supes, and I was like, this is wrong. This is wrong, dude. The tone's all wrong. Yeah.
I think it looks fine. I mean, I'll have to see the finished product, but I don't know. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy films a lot, but at the same time, that's not the Superman tone at all.
Right.
So I think that there's going to be a struggle. We're going to have to see. There's things I'm seeing that are concerning, frankly, about the Superman movie, and I just hope that they pull it off. I think Henry Cavill was just an amazing pick to play Superman. And the fact that they squandered that is just super disappointing. I mean, every person I talk to, like, are you excited for Superman? Is like, is it Henry Cavill? Is like, no. They're like, I just really wish that they had gone a little bit different direction, handled it better, but we'll see. It feels slightly off from Superman.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does feel off.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with it.
Especially as a comic fan, like the comics where they really ground Superman and they really make him into a farm boy. And I've always loved, I do like Pa Kent in this movie. I will say that. I like the idea of Superman, you know, facing this problem where isn't it that Pa Kent originally has a heart attack and passes away? I always thought that was so profound. As strong as Superman is, and as many powers that he has, that he can still be affected by something like a family illness the way that you and I can. And I'm not getting that feel in the Superman trailer at all, because Superman, despite being an alien, the thing that makes him so great is because he's so human.
Yeah, so for sure. I think you're talking about a beat from All-Star Superman.
Yes, I love All-Star Superman.
Yeah. Where he goes back in time so that he can that stuff's really cool.
Makes me cry.
Yeah, no, it's deep. I mean, it's interesting. We're getting like we have a really eclectic group of like how people feel about Superman. Like Dash never really liked him of the invulnerability thing, and he likes him vulnerable. That's kind of interesting. I know in like the DC fandom, there's some people that are just Batman fans and some people that are just Superman fans. And like Superman's kind of struggled with like being cool. Like it's kind of hard to like make Superman cool and relatable. For me, though, some of the stuff that like Grant Morrison did and some of the like really great writers, they're able to take Superman, a character that is invulnerable, and make him go through things just like we do, but it's like on a grand scale. You know, I think Grant has this great quote. It's something like, he has all the problems we have, but just scaled up. All the things your dad had to do, but scaled up. So your dad had to walk the dog. Superman has to walk the dog, but he has to walk it around the galaxy. You know, when your dad's mom would say something to undercut him, it would really hurt him. Superman's invulnerable to everything except kryptonite and a harsh word from Lois Lane. Like she can undo him, you know what I mean, in a day because he's vulnerable to her. And so there's like parts of the character that you can do extravagant, like really cool things with, but ultimately the core conflict is something very relatable. You know what I mean? So I like Superman quite a bit. There are parts of what Gunn seems to be doing that are attractive to me that I'm like, okay, that could work. But I think it looks not great. Like, I don't like the design of the suit, the characters, the overall aesthetic doesn't necessarily feel right. And it also just feels like this really crowded, weird, like almost like a Justice League. Like we're jumping ahead a lot. We're not really focusing on Superman. So I've got some concerns, but I'll tell you that honestly, if he delivers a really good Superman that can get DC rolling, like all the credit in the world to him. He's been working really hard on it. And obviously, you know, he and I have our differences and whatnot, but he's been working really hard on this. And he's also a big nerd. He really cares. So maybe he can put aside some of his irreverence and deliver something that would be really good for just Superman fans and comic book fans. We're going to have to see. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Do you like the Batman, Josh? The Reeves Batman?
No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that surprises me. I love the Batman.
I know a lot of people like the Batman, and there are aspects of it that I like, right? But to me, like what DC has done with Batman is like, imagine if we kept making Iron Man 1 and 2 for 10 years instead of like letting him get to Endgame. Yeah, because like Bruce, like sure, Bruce starts depressed and he's swinging from shit in Gotham and he's trying to beat the Riddler, but like Bruce stops the end of the multiverse. Like Bruce becomes like Bruce forges with the Source Wall. Bruce gets a White Lantern ring. Like Bruce goes through time after he destroys Darkseid. You know what I mean? Like Bruce does shit.
You're ready for comic Batman.
I'm ready for some of that, man. I'm sick of like, here's a new gritty take on Batman. You know what I mean? Like I'm over it. Like let him grow, let him evolve.
Yeah. Well, they keep redoing the whole story kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and the that can be good because you get like fresh takes, but the downside is you never take him to that crazy place. I mean, Tony had a 10-year arc that saw him, eventually fighting against Thanos and using the Infinity Stones. You know what I mean? And Bruce could do that. Like Bruce, he's equivalent in a lot of ways to Tony. So they just haven't.
Would win.
Batman.
All out fight.
Yeah, no, it would be Bruce. Yeah.
If you're going comics,
Tony doesn't have that.
Bruce.
He doesn't have that in him. You know what I mean? Like he could invent his way out of any situation, but he doesn't have the killer instinct that Batman does.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
if
Civil
Batman
War
had
saved
superpowers,
Iron
it'd be...
Man. Sorry. Theo,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, it was a really good turn for his character for sure.
I think they completely saved Iron Man with Civil War, frankly, because he was getting into that territory of same shtick over and over again. And they gave him a hard arc, which I love Civil War. That might be my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, man. I'm personally so happy that the Russos are back. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot going wrong at Marvel, but the fact that the Russos are back, and I think I kind of understand the story they're cooking, we're in good hands for at least the Avengers movies, and then potentially X-Men after that, because I've heard the Russos are going to stick around and help with some X-Men stuff. So the turnaround's happening over there, and I'm excited about it. And we'll just see what happens with Star Wars, right?
Yeah, geez, you never know. You never know, baby.
Yeah. Well, can I talk to you guys a little bit about Warhammer before I leave?
Absolutely. Yeah.
A little bit about it.
And first of all, know what's going on with your comic too.
Yeah. Well, do any of you have any of you played Warhammer? Are you aware of Warhammer at all?
I mean, I'm aware.
Vaguely.
This is like a religious conversion.
Yeah, exactly.
Of Warhammer.
Dude, you already know.
A few moments of your time for Warhammer.
My cousin comes to Christmas and he's like Warhammer, and he starts and he doesn't stop to the end of it, and I'm like, the lore is so dense.
Yes,
I cannot. When I was a kid, my brother used to collect him, and I remember I wanted his figurine of Abaddon the Despoiler. I was a real big fan of the look of that dude and the blood. Knights or something like, Space Marines. I'm just saying words at this point. I love the aesthetic of it, but then when I found out the lore was so dense at this point in my life, I said to Theory like a couple of weeks ago, it's a lot to take on. Like, I'm too scared that I'm going to go deep. It'll get you, and then you can't get out.
Oh yeah, it'll get you, man. It'll get you.
So here we go. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, here's the pitch. So the whole reason I'm bringing this up, right, is like, I fell in love with Warhammer. It was actually around the time that you and I were still doing the show, Theory. And I would talk to you about Warhammer. I think I would send you pictures, like me and my friends playing a little bit here and there. And I just caught the bug, and I went deep on it, right? And so it's been years.
Yeah.
The very week that Henry Cavill got fired from Superman, he came out and made a statement, and it was in the Hollywood trades, that he was going to start building the Warhammer cinematic universe. That essentially, like, a bad situation, being fired as Superman, had led him to then now being able to focus on this thing. And he said it would be using all the experience and all the stuff he had learned throughout his career in Hollywood and his lifelong love of Warhammer, and would put those things together and create like a cinematic universe based around Warhammer. And this is like obviously a fantastic proposal. For years, that story was kind of dead. It got sloshed around in development hell. There were a lot of like meetings and stuff because it's Amazon, Games Workshop, Henry Cavill. It's like a complicated arrangement. Just a couple of months ago, it officially happened. It's signed, and they're actually moving forward on creating this. So within the next maybe 3, maybe 4 years, we're going to start to see live action Henry Cavill produced Warhammer content that is made in an attempt to create a cinematic universe, something similar to like, Star Wars, Marvel, or maybe Game of Thrones to a degree or whatnot, right? And I'm telling you, just from my perspective, and obviously I'm biased because I really, really like it, I think the IP is well positioned to be bigger than Star Wars and to take a huge chunk of like the pop culture zeitgeist and be kind of like the next big thing. So I've been around, I've been preaching the good word of the God Emperor of mankind. I continue to just try to tell everybody I possibly can, and especially Star Wars fans, because let's face it, like, Kathleen Kennedy just pooped on our parade. You know what I mean? Like, she literally came out here and basically said, hell no, boys, you can't have fun. So kind of sucks. We'll see what we can get out of Star Wars. But if you're a fan of like sci-fi, and there's a lot of difference between Warhammer and Star Wars, so they're not like equivalent. Warhammer is bloody as hell, hardcore, grim, dark. It's not hopeful in the way that Star Wars is, but it is fun. It is badass. It has the most dense and just enjoyable lore I've ever experienced out of any IP ever. And it also has Henry fucking Cavill, who we know is such a nerd that he left The Witcher, fucked that show over completely because they weren't following the book shit.
Yeah.
This guy really cares. And so in a world where we're talking about people like Kathleen Kennedy who don't get it and don't understand it and they're doing goobly glob, and we're talking about like, you know, Andor, and it doesn't feel like this, that, second, and the third. The fucking guy, the king of the nerds, that somehow also looks like literally Superman, is building the next big thing, and I'm fucking excited. So if there's any questions, I'll field any questions now. What do you guys think? What are your
I'll
questions?
help you. I will help you sell it to people, to normies like us, okay?
Yeah.
I'm a dude. I know that there's a vast universe of media. I actually had dinner with the guys that made Vermintide one time in San Francisco, which is the weirdest thing because I knew nothing about Warhammer and I had to sit there like I'm an idiot to the developers. There's a vast universe, but as a dude who doesn't want to spend $6,700 to create a small army and paint them at this point, can I get into it through other means?
Yeah.
Or is it just to get into the models and then fighting some other dude? I have to find somebody that has parity of what I have. You have to find a dude that has what you've got. Otherwise, you can't have fun.
Yeah, so that's such a cool question and a point because the game, so basically Warhammer revolves around like a tabletop war game. That's like how it began, and that's still a big core part of what it is, right? But it's expanded, you know, a lot past the game itself. So they kind of call it the hobby, right? Because it's so multifaceted that like you don't necessarily want to just call it like the books or lore or the painting or the game or whatever. They just call it the hobby. I think there are so many different entry points into it to be able to enjoy it. Ultimately, of course, like the shows have to be good and be somewhat accessible for it to like grow in the way that I think it will. But even as it exists currently, I mean, if you look at this is part of the reason I think it's going to pop up. If you look at the trajectory of that company over the past 3 years, they have done nothing but grow, grow, grow. The game is killing it. The lore is killing it. Their books are killing it. Like they just had Space Marine 2, which crushed it. That big Amazon show, which crushed it. You know, I was telling Theory, maybe this was during the pod or maybe off air. The biggest YouTube video I did last year is a Warhammer video. It's like 800K. Like it's just explaining the lore for beginners. And it popped off after the game came out. So after Space Marine 2 came out, that thing did like crazy views, like just in that, because people were so interested in the game and the basic lore that they went and sought it out. So I think there's evidence to show that like there's enough people interested enough that are like kind of digesting it on their own. And you could get into the game. I think a lot of people will gravitate towards the game, at least like out of curiosity, maybe see what the models are like or whatever. If you like strategy games, like, dude, it's incredible. Like there's nothing quite like building a 2,000 point Warhammer army and literally like wargaming for like 5 hours with a friend. Like it's peak entertainment. But I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to go that hardcore to enjoy it. You know, a lot of their novels are like New York Times bestsellers, and a lot of people just enjoy those. So I think there's enough entry points at this point to make it somewhat accessible. But I'll tell you, the adaptation of that density is something I'm fascinated to see how they handle, because that's a big ask. You have to get people in, and once they're in, it's like almost unlimited, the depth to which you can go and the direction you can look. Right.
But it's that hook. Like number one, they got an image problem, I would say. And I'm no disrespect, but remember what Star Wars nerds looked like in people's heads in the 90s compared to how ubiquitous and it's part of the culture. Warhammer's still at that basement dwelling, neckbeard kind of Redditor thing.
No,
like,
you're right.
That's the image. And I know sexy cavalry's coming to fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
But for now, there's no like, hey, idiot normie like me, you need to watch this movie and then do this, and then you don't have to do the figurine thing. That can come later when you're hooked. They just don't have that entry point. And so you just, in your head, you think, I'm going to spend $6,000 to even think about being a part of a thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a huge entry, right? I mean, and yeah, like there are parts of it that are pretty crazy. Like that's wild, right? Like building an army is completely inaccessible to most people. Like it's legitimately at minimum probably $1,000, right? To have an actual army. Now, once you have it, you pretty much have it for good. You can add units if you want, but those models will be good forever, right? But yeah, it's a huge money dump to get into it. I would say that between the Space Marine 2 game, between that Amazon Secret Lair episode, which if you guys haven't seen, please go watch that. It's incredible.
No,
yeah, it's just on Amazon. You could look at it's a secret level. They did an anthology of video games. Warhammer's on there. Peak, bro. Idris Elba voices one of the Space Marines. It's fucking peak. It's so good.
Someone just asked this for you.
Favorite Xenos faction, Chaos Legion, and Astartes chapter. I'll go in reverse order. Dark Angels, Thousand Suns, and definitely the Eldari. I like the Eldari. I think they're cool.
So what's the plot of Warhammer? Like,
so
what's the basic
basically,
plot?
like for a long time, it didn't really have a plot. They told a lot of stories, but the stories were kind of designed to just add fluff to the wargaming, where you could be like, oh, let's recreate this battle or shit like that, right? And then around 2006, they form a thing called Black Library, and they start publishing a series of books called the Horus Heresy. This was when the lore like actually became a thing, and this is kind of what propels Warhammer to like the next level. And it's basically a galaxy-wide civil war between because not to get too nerdy, but the Emperor creates 20 demigod sons, and they're Primarchs, and they're like the Avengers in the story, basically, right? So the coolest one, the one that he loved the most, named Horus, betrays the Emperor, takes a bunch of the brothers, they go traitor. Crazy civil war, tears the galaxy apart. The Emperor gets wounded and gets put on the golden throne. It's kind of like being on life support, so he can't even really communicate it anymore. So the place in which 40K exists is 10,000 years after that, where basically everything has gone to shit. The Emperor seeks to crusade and unify everything and make it dope, and then the Horus Heresy happens. He gets wounded, and then the whole galaxy goes to shit. But that's like the basic lore is the Horus Heresy, Emperor on the golden throne. He's now worshipped like a god. Everything sucks right now. Total chaos, all out war. And then the Primarchs are like slowly returning. So that's kind of like what it is now.
Interesting.
It sounds very, very cerebral and nebulous. Like it's hard to attach to. Star Wars is space samurai fight, and it's a family story.
Yeah,
we're done. You're in. You can watch it. This sounds like an emperor and a lot of words. And I pride myself on like I get obsessed with like lore. You said a lot of words at once. Like I was like, okay,
yeah,
Dark Suns, 20 demigods, got to follow. You know,
yeah.
It's like the Silmarillion is what it sounds
I'm just
like.
You know what? It is.
It's an entry. I think it just needs to be. If there was like explain it to me like I'm 5 version that hooked people or something. I think that's where I think they're going to capture people. I'm sure Henry Cavill's talking about it right now, going, how do I get the normies in? And then we do it. But it sounds like, man, you are just vibing on this.
Oh, I'm in, brother. I'm all the way in. And not to toot my own horn, but you should watch that video I published. You know, it actually, I think the reason
I will.
It is a good explanation of like the basics, right? And also, like, it's cool because I come from Marvel and Star Wars, right? So when I talk about things from Warhammer, I often relate them to where I come from. So, like, the Emperor is kind of like Mr. Sinister and Palpatine together, because he does like a bunch of genetics shit and like cloning and creating super soldiers. But he also studies like dark magic and chaos, and like did a deal with the chaos demons and shit like that. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It's something that like you'll find the fans of it are very passionate, right? And they really like it. But I totally see what you're saying. There's obviously a lot of barriers, and it'll be wild to see if they can get people into it. But if you think about a lot of the IP that's crushed it in the last 50 years, right? Who would have thought that like Game of Thrones, which is kind of like dragons and high fantasy meets like smut, you know what I mean? Like who would have thought that would have become as incredibly popular as it did? Or even like The Boys, right? Which has such authoritarian, you know, it's like got that Garth Ennis stuff, but it's also kind of.
Did you see how they got Supernatural in there now?
Hell yeah, dude.
Crazy.
Hell yeah. That show's huge, dude. Like that show's doing better than any Star Wars show. I'll tell you that. So,
but I think that those two things are like, first
up,
Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones kind of is like, I don't want to say parody, but it subverts the norms of what J.R. Tolkien did. So he's clean. He kept it all brotherhood and stuff. They go, let's do the opposite. Let's get it dirty and hardcore and adult. Same as the boys. It's like, well, you got superheroes. We're getting superhero fatigue. And then they go, well, let's make it hardcore, political, like just reverse of what people are used. Same as Invincible. Like, I think that they have a grounding point of people get fatigue of one thing, of they've seen the trope so many times that when you get subverted in a good way, Ryan Johnson, it's refreshing,
Yeah.
So what would 40K be subverting? Like what would it tangent out?
I mean, it's kind of subverting Star Wars a little bit. Like it's yeah. Well, because if you think like, so here's the thing, it's like space wizards and like weird, magical shit going on for sure. But ultimately, like there's a meme that I could tell you guys that you would instantly get. Now, other people might not get this and they might think I'm whack for bringing it up, but this meme would probably solidify it. On the top of the meme, it's Emperor Palpatine, and it says alien racism. The bottom of the meme is the God Emperor of mankind, and it says competitive alien racism, meaning like if you understand Palpatine and his like dislike of aliens and like how he was sort of like racist to aliens in Star Wars, the Emperor of mankind, there is literally a religious edict that says, suffer not the alien to live. It is within their religion to hate and destroy aliens, right? So it's like the most dialed up version of like the most testosterone filled, like fucking like craziest version of some of the dark things that are in Star Wars.
Right, xenophobia. Why don't you start with that, you son bitch? Now you got me. I'm in, baby.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest with you, it's like so wild. Like Warhammer is such a unique fucking vibe where like there's almost this this weird flip that happens like at the end of every story. I'll give you like one example. So there's God, I'm talking so fast. You guys got me so fucking hyped up talking about Warhammer. But I'll say one more thing about it, then I'll try to shut up. There's a service they have called Warhammer Plus, and they have some animated stuff on there. Some of it's not bad. And in one of the new animated shorts they did, there's this group of people that are all being taken, and they're all in this like shed, and they're hearing these voices. And somebody comes in and they're like, don't worry, we're going to move you soon. You're going to be safe. It's okay, or whatever. Right. And in this whole thing, you find out at the end of the episode that all of these people that you thought were like going to be saved and that like they were fighting for or whatever, they're taking all of these people as tribute to the Golden Throne, because in order to keep the Emperor alive, you have to sacrifice 1,000 psychers a day to keep him alive. So like, this show like that, but that's Warhammer. It's like a flip of like, oh, you thought it was bad, it's worse. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of how it goes. And for some people that can be like a little much, and they're like, I don't know, like I prefer whatever this vibe. But the thing that's cool about Warhammer is like it's consistent. Like that's what it is. Like basically shit is so bad. Like there's some hope, and there's like some characters that actually like care about humanity, etc., etc. But by and large, most Warhammer stories, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're waiting for like, oh, that guy's actually possessed by a demon and his family's dead now, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like horrifically dark shit. But it's consistent to what the world is, and the world is ultimately like just supposed to be fun. Like you're not necessarily supposed to take it seriously. Because again, you're rolling dice with like your little, figure dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's at least consistent. I think it's something that a lot of people really like. Ironically, some, and some unironically.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems like hopefully it's going to be something that a lot of Star Wars fans can maybe siphon into.
Yeah.
We'll see. Once we get more Kathleen stuff.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna watch the Rey movie and they're gonna go buy Warhammer. They're just gonna go all in after that. Yeah.
No, they're gonna want to buy into our stuff, our stories that we're gonna make. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, speaking of that, Unity is heavily influenced by Warhammer. I mean, it's probably obvious if you look at some of the art, but I mean, I was literally creating it while I was like getting into Warhammer. So yeah, there's a lot of those kind of motifs, and I like a lot of the 2000 AD comics and Judge Dredd and like some of those things from back in the day. So yeah, I like that kind of stuff, man.
Me too, dude. That's why one of the reasons we always got along.
Yeah, man. Dude, speaking of that too, how about that Dragon Ball shit? Daima?
Watching? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
dude.
Yeah. I know.
It's impressive stuff.
It was hilarious when she's like, Vegeta, if you don't come back down here, I'm never taking a bath with you again. Bro just...
Oh, yeah. He was like, you're up, Kakarot.
He's like, all right, your turn.
I'm not going to give up smashing that. So
no.
You're
in the bathtub? No.
Yeah.
Damn. No, but what'd you think of his Super Saiyan 4 look? It's a little bit different
sick,
from
dude.
GT.
Yeah. No, it's a little different. And I think they're going to have to explain how this happens because he goes from this is before Super, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And he never does it again.
He never does it again. A lot of people think when they go back, they'll get their mind wiped or something. So maybe it'll be something like that. I saw Danny Geeked 101. He put out a video. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to check it out. He's speculating that Super Saiyan 4 could be combined with Ultra Instinct to create Super Saiyan 5, that like all white form that like a lot of fans
when we were kids.
Yeah, dude, like that would be sick. So
well, because this Super Saiyan 4 had this like weird white aura,
like
this glow about him, which also happens in Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they'll combine that. This is way before Goku learns Ultra Instinct, but maybe like something will happen where he gets the memories back of Super Saiyan 4 and then he combines it with Ultra Instinct. I'm not really sure, but look, in the current setting within the manga, there's Black Frieza, right?
Yeah.
So Black Frieza is like hard as nails. He one-shotted Ultra Ego and
Mastered.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to do something to compete with that. So
I want to see Gohan Beast. I want to see how powerful he is compared to this Ultra Ego and Mastered UI.
Oh hell yeah. No, dude, I love what they did with Gohan and Piccolo to give them their
own edge.
Upgrade. Yeah. So I'm excited. Hopefully when Tartaro picks that manga back up, it'll be really fan servicey and fun, and then maybe they'll animate it someday. Because like I like Daima, but I do kind of want to get back to like the Super timeline and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude. Daima's fun, but I mean this is like even before Resurrection F. This is before Beerus and Whis show up.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. But it's good. It's a love letter. I mean, Toriyama. Yeah. Dude, it's great. It's great.
Do you feel like he knew he was possibly on his way out, and that's why he gave us some beautiful stuff that we've wanted for years?
I don't know, but I know that he, for whatever reason, really wanted to put his all into this. And people like Danny document this, right? That's the only reason I even know this, but he was pretty involved in this one as compared to some of the other ones. So, you never know. Maybe he knew, or maybe he just kind of had an instinct that he was like, I want to do one last, my story, right? Yeah. You never know. But either way, it's beautiful the way that it worked out.
It is, bro. It's so nice. It feels like real Dragon Ball to me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's good.
Hopefully we get more of it.
Yeah.
Well, boys, there's 224 super chats and counting. People have been very patient.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna probably hop off. I mean, I can help you out with a couple of them or whatever, you know what I mean? But in chat, bro, they were telling me, they're like, I can't wait. You're gonna read super chats for 6 hours again. I was like, no, we're not doing that anymore.
Bro ain't having it. I mean, we could just bash through them.
Yeah, look at this dude.
What up, Piatti Diddy? Josh, can we get a? Hey, don't say that, or
hey,
don't think about it too much.
Don't think about it too much.
No one's ever really gone. It's true. Question for all of you. I've burned all bridges with Star Wars while I celebrate KK leaving. I'm still not sure. Still not sold. What they did from the sequel trilogy to Kenobi, The Acolyte, is unforgivable. If you were Lucasfilm, what would you do to win people back like me? Less talky, more showy. Just make some good projects.
Yeah. Yeah, they just need someone with vision.
What up, Nikki?
Yeah, dude, that Deadline article.
Welcome back, Josh. Please stay. Stoops, I love when you preach about how good the gym has been for you. I keep hearing your message in my head about every day going to the gym to better yourselves.
Hell yeah.
The only YouTubers I watch. Thank you, Javier. Thank you, Master Jedi. Hi, all. Longtime viewer. Who's going to Star Wars Celebration with me?
Are you going, Theory? No.
Now
Any
we
of
got
you guys
conventions.
Nope.
No, bad timing.
Yeah. I'm not gonna go, but I kind of want to now. Now that this like KK news is out. I think they're gonna go big at Celebration, but you almost feel like maybe now they're not going to retire her at Celebration. Like the article kind of makes you think maybe they won't. So I don't know.
We'll see what happens, man.
Till she dies.
Till she dies, brother.
Crazy comment. Happy to see you guys. Hey, Cobra Kai. It was so awesome meeting you, Theory, at MegaCon Day 4. You were a real celebrity, bro. Hope Kathleen finally freaking retires. So damn sick of her. Love you guys. Dude, it was great meeting you. Let me see. It was great meeting you too, man. And yeah, I hope she does retire. And she can enjoy her money and, so if it bombs, she not gone?
I know, right? Well, that's funny
Vincent.
because Theory was going to open the show with that song. And I was literally like, bro, you might want to listen to this news before we... I
still remember what I was doing while listening to the Final Nerd Theory. I love the crew, the new crew. I hope you all are doing well. Thanks, Vincent.
That's
Vincent
nice,
Luna. Yeah, maybe, Josh and I can do a show a month or something.
Yeah, we could talk about it, brother. We could try to figure
We'll
something out.
talk about some shit.
Sure.
I don't want to put them on the spot, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Our schedules have become even more limited than when we were both just doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Boys are back in town.
You remember? You guys watch that Always Sunny where they do the boys back in town and they bust in the apartment and they're like singing all loud because he just got married. Nobody.
I don't remember.
No, I love It's Always Sunny.
I love that show.
Hey, Theory, ordered a mystery box last week and went ahead and ordered the Annie 3 SE this week. Love the sabers. Damn, well, you're going to be getting 3 sabers, bro. For those who don't know, there's another 24 hours, just a little over 24 hours now left for the BOGO sale. You buy any saber on the site, including mystery boxes, you're going to get another free saber in the box. It's going to be a mystery saber. You can go check out the reviews on the tubes.
Wait, when did that start?
That started Wednesday. So it's a 48-hour sale. And then a lot of people were messaging and DMing, and a lot of the guys from customer support, they were like, everyone gets paid on Friday. So I'm going to take it to like Saturday, early morning, like, I don't know, freaking 10 a.m. or something like that.
I bought one of your mystery boxes after I watched the YouTube video. Pretty sure it was on Tuesday.
Did you?
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to put it in the background. And I thought this is going to be sick.
Give me your order
Surprise
number.
everyone. No, I don't need another one.
Give me your order number.
No, I'm also cheap. I bought the cheapest box. Don't hate me.
You cheap bitch. You cheap bastard.
Nah.
Hey, you never know. Maybe we'll get something special. It's all going to be special no matter what. Well, I'm going to have the boys track down your order number. So
No.
Make it a little difficult for me.
Do not let them take a shit in my box. I know what's happening.
Yeah, you know, just
Punishing me.
put a little something in there. What up, Javi? What up, Shreddy?
I'm still shocked by this news.
Do you think it was on purpose? Or do you think it's coincidence?
No, man, it has to be on purpose. It's just
No such thing as coincidence.
yeah, quite an evening, you know. Let's just say that.
Holy moly, Objiani Kube. If it bombs, she stay. Nerd Theory with Papa Josh. Variant, what's up, dude? What up, Az's wonky eyebrow? What up, Tomokin? Mike Zero can finally stop edging.
Oh man.
It's WG and Josh together. What a beautiful sight. Welcome back, Josh. Is the Theory film contest live action only? Can it be animation? Also, is there time length requirement? Happy to see Nerd Theory even for one night. I'll make a video and announce everything for that. But yeah, that'll be live action. If it bombs, she gone. DJ Crew. Kathleen not really leaving. She will be around helping out her successor and still produce the movies.
Yep. That's what it
Probably,
seems
bro.
like.
Probably.
That's what it seems like. I mean, look.
I hope she gets the George Lucas treatment, which is just like, we'll take your ideas and nod at you and do what we want.
Well, also like there's always a chance that like that's what happens, but then once somebody gets in, they're like and like push her out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Thanks, Benji.
That'd be pretty nice to see.
So all the super chats that have just popped up, we're only at 6 minutes into the stream.
Holy.
Yeah, dog. This is crazy. Yo, guys, how's it going? Love seeing Josh back. Hopefully you're all doing well. Hey, do you think Kathleen's retiring to finally get that? Damn.
Woo!
Damn.
It's time.
It does feel right. Josh still have my NT decal on my Yeti.
Oh, nice.
The decal or decal?
Decal.
Whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Fuck you guys for answering.
Fuck you for answering my question. Started watching both your channels because of Nerd Theory. Glad to see you both back together, even if it's just for one stream.
Hell yeah.
We had to bring it back for the kids, you know?
Yeah.
Josh is back. What a time to be alive. This is where the fun begins. Yo, who in chat right now is younger than us? So I'm 30. I'll be 35 next month. Josh is, you're already 35, aren't you?
I'm 37, brother.
Oh, shit. Really?
I'm old. Yeah.
Damn, I always forget this. You're like that. Yeah, crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so who is, if you're younger than us, type 1, and Dash is like what, 39?
Yeah. You're what, 28? You're a baby. Stupid.
Yeah.
He's the baby. He's a fetus.
Yeah.
Baby.
You're a
28 in
young
March.
gun.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're older than us, then spam 2.
You got plenty of time to build a Warhammer collection.
Yo, Nick. What up, Nick? Yo, you remember Nick?
Hell yeah, man. He went through treatment.
Yeah,
kept
dude.
showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won.
Darth Galen Merrick. Oh, it's so nice to see the old crew. What up, boys? My B-Day was 226, and I got the great news about Revenge of the Sith and KK Gone. I also got a mystery box as a gift to me. I have the Profi Prod Son, too. What are some Star Wars games you want to see in the next 5 years? Well, thanks for that, man, and I hope you enjoy the mystery box. I want to see Force Unleashed 3, Battlefront 3, Pod Racing game,
Yeah.
the Darth Maul game, and I want to see a Bounty Hunter open world GTA style game.
That'd be
dope.
sick.
So good.
Greetings, exalted ones. Welcome back, Juice. The Empire has fallen. Let Filoni and Favs cook. Happy 20th to Revenge of the Sith. Much love from Central Cali boys. Hope y'all love my profile pic. Of course.
Hell yeah.
Only way to get her gone is for to say that she's going to release the full Epstein files. They'll get her real fast.
We'll
Why, you think she's
see.
part of that? Yeah, you know what's wild is that they let Leslie work there, knowing who she used to work for and whatever she was involved with.
Yep.
Being the direct assistant to that creeper, I mean, and the fact that
Yes,
she'll defend her.
Maybe
is
it was
insane.
leverage. Maybe that's why she got it.
Yeah.
That's a horrible allegation, but like she would know a lot about people because she kind of jumped the queue to get all that money for a show without much credentials. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
it's a question.
Well, I think Kathy was just looking for like female, right? So she was just like, oh, competent female person that I could convince the board, you know what I
Competent?
mean, or whatever, right?
Yeah, but what did that guy do to females? He was a piece of shit.
Oh no, I 100%
So it's like,
agree with you.
why
but
would
it's
you want
optics.
to hire anyone that's like ever affiliated with him, let alone his assistant?
Well, I mean, I think honestly, because everybody knew what was going on with Harvey, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of the difficult thing is like, you know, there are very few stories of people that knew what was going on and did any goddamn thing about it. Like I think Brad Pitt is one of those people to his credit. I think Tarantino is one of those people.
Huge. I
Maybe
mean, he
not.
got his funding, but you couldn't splash damage Tarantino and say you shouldn't have taken funding because there was a rumor about him that everybody kind of knew. Or maybe you could. Maybe everybody should have been better and banded together. But I'm pretty sure that the sick side of Hollywood is like so pervasive. You wouldn't work with anyone if.
But there's a difference between being, getting a funding from him from far away versus being his literal assistant.
Oh yeah, I mean that is a whole thing for sure, absolutely. But I think there were a lot of people that it was just what it was. You know what I mean? Like unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And I think even after it broke and everything came out, like there's still people that either were aware or possibly even enabled some of that behavior that are still like considered icons of progressive voices or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's really, it's
You know what was really awesome to watch is like when Jennifer Lawrence when she won an Oscar really young and she was draped on him like Daddy Weinstein in all the award shows. And then when he got cooked, she distanced herself and was like, he's a pig, he's gross. I never. And it's like, bro, every single one of them just did this PR scatter game. I was that's,
bad taste.
Yeah. It's a weird town, man. It's a weird town.
This will be a day long remembered. So good to see Nerd Theory reunion. Dash Pendis Nerd Theory. Let's call this Council of Bigfoots because Theory, Josh, Stoops, and Dash are all legends like Bigfoot.
That was nice, Tim.
Thanks, dude. I think we should all be mythological creatures. I could be a Yeti because I'm up in Canada in the snow.
Nice.
Josh can be a Sasquatch. Dash can be what's a mythical Australian creature?
Australian one?
Koala? Huh?
Yeah, don't you guys have like some urban myths or some shit?
Yeah, do you guys got
because we got like the New Jersey Devil.
An non-convict? I can't think of something that's
convict.
We're all scum. We know what we are. It's a prison colony.
And then Wave is the mythical Florida man.
Hell yeah. Is that rich mahogany behind you? Is your house literally smell like leather-bound books and rich mahogany?
You know it. Look at this.
Wow, dude.
Room for Warhammer figures.
There you go. Now you're thinking. Woo! Let's get them started. Send me your address, man. I'm going to send you some Warhammer.
I've followed you both for a while, watched Nerd Theory for years, and I'm so happy to see the two of you back together. Thanks, Nelza.
Hell yeah.
That camera angle ain't doing Stoops justice, man. He's bigger than all of us. It's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the reveal. I was like, who is this guy?
Dude.
Big guy.
You guys are too nice.
Big kid.
Nice.
Too nice. He's cut. Do you know, in the last stream we spoke, he lost, 83 pounds in 16 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Cut.
Congratulations.
Just sculpted like marble.
Thank you.
That's insane.
Congratulations, dude. That is very impressive. Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's worth it, getting your health back, feeling normal again. I mean, because when you're super heavy, you're not you in a lot of ways.
True. Yeah.
Same when you're a skinny little bitch. Josh, you slimy double-crossing, no good swindler. You got a lot of guts coming back here after leaving us, Calrissian Laugh. How you doing, you old pirate? Good to see you. Seriously, though, it's great to see you back, Josh.
Nice. Thank you. That's very kind.
Love you guys. I literally cried when Josh said he was done. Nerd Theory helped me out of the darkest time of my life. Thank you for the reunion.
Hell yeah. You're welcome. And I hope you're doing well nowadays,
Yeah. Would it help if I send her the flu I got right now? No, maybe some brain cells, though.
Yeah.
Play the She Gone rap video.
I don't know if I can. It's too painful.
KK leaving doesn't feel like a win. Feels like she got paid millions of dollars to murder my dog, and she stopped after 13 years.
That's a good way to say it.
It kind of feels like they just burn the city down, take a shit on it, and then they're like, all right, well, see ya.
And she's like, I'm not leaving till I die.
I'm going to orbit, and like the death, am I pointing at the Death Star? She's orbiting the planet
literally.
Still. Threatening.
Yeah, these projects will keep me orbiting for years to come.
That's such an ominous statement. Ugh.
Yeah.
Josh, it's like we wouldn't want you to leave if you just honored George's legacy and made good Star Wars and stopped interjecting your bullshit politics into everything. Identity politics. I got to make it super clear for these dumbasses. Josh, I hope you make a more regular appearance. We miss you. A 4-person podcast would be great, even if not a weekly appearance.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely pop back in. It's just the reality is, it's like, I'm pretty busy. It's pretty wild out there.
Den of no canceled streams this week. Let's go.
Yeah, I might cancel tomorrow though. I don't know.
I'm gonna blast through these because we've only gotten to 14 minutes after the stream.
I can probably I can kick it for like
you go
15,
when you need to go
or whatever.
Yeah,
I'll go in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, totally up to you, dude. As always, Theory, you should totally collaborate with the Saber Legion for your dueling tournament. Please look us up all platforms. Love you both. Great to see you pumped after seeing your recent Marvel content. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I kind of want to do this one on my own. Just me and Nick. and we have our own vision for it, and it's going to be super simple. It's just going to be a fan film that fans make, and they just have some dope choreography in it, and it just comes down to how good the choreo is, how good the fighting and the production value, how good it feels, and that's it. It's really all it is. So we don't want any like extra rules or anything like that. So yeah, we're gonna do this one on our own, but I appreciate it. I'm always open to collaborations later, though.
Yeah, I think I've talked to those people at some booths and stuff at cons. I mean, they seem cool. They seem to have a lot of people that do that the dueling or whatever.
Absolutely, yeah. We're releasing a Nick Gillard saber, which is going to be wild for the dueling community, and that'll be limited edition. And then we're also releasing a dual-centric saber, which is just some design that I came up with a while ago.
Did you actually get it to balance on a finger?
So that we're working on that for Nick's. Okay. Yeah,
because
Nick is extremely particular.
I mean, look, that's going to look really cool if you guys can. Yeah,
it's essentially it's Sin's saber, Sindralic.
Oh, that's sick.
He's like, you need to call it the Sindralic. I'm like, I don't know if I can. He's like, mate, that's my fucking name. I'll stand behind you on that. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. Because it Nick Gillard backwards is Sindralic.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
but,
Disney will still
which is
get up on that.
What the saber he designed when George came to him and said, I want you to play this character, and that was what he designed. So we're literally making his saber.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Nick's saber, yeah. But functional.
Yeah.
What up, Ark? Josh, good to have you back. Do you think that in the Mandoverse movie we'll see Luke go down on a...
Oh, here they go. Here they go, brother. Here they go.
Love to see the boys together again. Nerd Theory Josh has been so lonely without you, Theory, and is always crying on stream to us about how much he misses you and wants you to take him back, babe. JK, Nerd Vengers for life.
Yeah, totally.
Well, we're back now, so.
We're back.
Luke Soko. This reunion weirdly gives me hope for Star Wars. We are back. Hear me out. Rule of 4 with Josh. Had to send some support to the boys. She gone. So fucking excited to see the boys reunited. Josh is afraid of Darth Melvin and always has been.
Totally, dude.
In the name of all that is holy, cancel Disney Plus. Welcome back, Denny's. What? Also, sorry, Theory, for being weird that time we video chatted. May the Force be with you. No, man, not at all. You're cool. There's the expanded universe, F Disney Star Wars. Mara will scissor with Ahsoka, heirs to the Empire. Are you guys forgetting the Baloney is CCO? Baloney is CCO. Or no.
Filoni is CCO.
Filoni.
Yeah.
I wish we want to bet someone worse comes in. Soon I will have a new apprentice.
Impossible.
Hey, this guy's going to Cleveland. That's cool.
Theory, I'll see you in Cleveland. Been looking forward to this stream all week long. Love seeing you guys stream together again. Thanks, Sand. Be good to see you finally. Read this one. Thank you so much, Fro. Add Josh to Mauler Drinker Theory streams on, or we are all turning to the dark side. I think we've all turned to the dark side already because of Kathleen. So
yeah,
I missed this more than I ever realized. Hey, Star Wars Theory, personal request to leave a link of the background music playing in your video. Everything Luke did when building his green lightsaber at 3:45.
Very specific.
Everything Luke did. If it's, most of my music that I've used in the videos is all commissioned by Samuel Kim, so those are files that I and only I have. So unless it's something generic, but I don't think I ever did that. I did use Epidemic sound music in the beginning for the first few years.
I use Epidemic right now a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Get Josh on FNT. It's up to Gary. Brew Fuchs Newshammer.
Wait, what? Oh, yeah. That's probably one of my guys. My audience is like slowly converting. Actually, a lot of them have really gotten into Warhammer, but a lot of them are so fucking mad, dude. Like literally every time I bring it up, they're like, "No, stop!" But I won't.
Just want to say thank you both for Nerd Theory. I've been powering through the Spotify list from oldest to new. Old shit. This is crazy trio. My 4 favorite YouTubers. Rule of 4, please. Well, if it was be the four of us, it's really going to be Star Boys then. Love to see y'all back again. Great B-Day present. I realize it will never happen again. But what about Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau team up?
Of course, that would be peak, dude. Like, and I would have a lot of faith that would be very different than
Me too.
Because part of it's like with Dave, it's like you just feel like he's going to continue Kathy's stuff, right?
Yeah.
But if it was Favreau and Filoni or Feige, I've heard both of those guys do not like Kathy. So, yeah, probably be different.
I don't want to take anything away from Rule of Three. Great show as well. Each of you bring a unique perspective, and honestly, it's fantastic. Thanks for all you guys do. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I've genuinely had a really good time, and I found some of the stuff that Dash said really interesting. Some of the takes that Wave have really fun. I really liked when you got, you were really emotional about that Ryan Gosling bit of news, but that was fun. It was fun to kind of see how.
Dude, it just pisses me off, man. It's so like it's like a child running it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro was pissed. The vibes with Theory and Josh are like two best friends just hanging out. I miss this, but also Ahsoka doesn't die in Rebels. We see her walking away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Leave it to Dash to show up as KK. Snore hammer.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of Mark Hamill's pants falling down? Or no? I have. Yeah. I love it. 3,800 in the chat. Now we had 45 or 4,600 something. Now it's 4, which is amazing. Thank you guys. Can y'all get Theory to stream Mass Effect Legend ED?
You ever played Mass Effect, brother?
I played, I think, 20 minutes of it.
Oh, so good, dude.
I know.
So
that's what I hear. Sometimes I wonder if KK is actually protecting at mitigating away from the real evil behind the scenes at Lucasfilm Disney. Crazy to think. Thoughts? I don't see how that's possible.
I think it's pretty clear it's her.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a Shadow Emperor. She's like locking away. He's like, I know you guys hate me, but I'm the only thing protecting you from the real villain. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's some crazy cope. That's like some 6D cope.
South Park made her insane with their episode, do you think? Glad to see Josh back on the stream. Josh is back. Am I dreaming?
You're not dreaming.
3K. Let's hit the like button for these. Thank you, John. Stoops, thanks for covering supernatural encounters. This book is an absolute goldmine of deep lore. I've been making a full visual audiobook of it on my channel with visuals, voice acting, and music.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Send me it when you're done. You can find the email in the description of my videos. I'd love to check that out.
Missed you guys. Under KK, the franchise has missed an entire generation of kids. Video games have been non-existent. One good movie.
Yeah.
No toys in stores. Couple okay shows. Change is needed. Question is too late. Look,
I totally think those are fair questions. Yeah.
Do you think it's too late, bro?
I don't think that it's too late, but I do think that there's so much damage. So like one of the it's interesting with Skeleton Crew because I think a lot of you liked it and a lot of people liked it, but
chill.
But there's just so many people that are just over it and they weren't even going to turn up even if it was good. You know what I mean?
I know.
So you'd have to do so. I think the problem Star Wars has is they're getting to a point where you're not even sure if going back to nostalgia will actually work, right? So they've kind of wrung the towel dry of nostalgia. And they've also failed every single time they've tried to do something kind of outside the norm. Like Andor's a failure, especially with $700 million price tag. Acolyte's a failure. Skeleton Crew's a failure. Those all represent different flavors of Star Wars, expanding out of George's stuff.
Yeah.
So they've failed every time they've tried to expand, and the nostalgia is not working as much. So they're in a very tricky spot. I don't know. I think it would just take vision and, upholding the themes and the myth of Star Wars. Maybe Filoni stuff will be good enough that we can kind of turn it around. I don't know. I would say that I think it's worse than ever is how I would answer it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, no, it's clearly in the worst spot that I've seen it in. And the idea that they want to make something 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker, that's just infuriating.
Yeah.
Well, we actually tackled this in the last stream where Theory forgot he was at the convention and it was so amazing. We just hijacked it. But what I did is I came up with a 10-year plan with Stoops, and I'd written it down. I'm making a video on it. But basically, I went back to the Old Republic, did Tales of the Jedi and Bane and a couple of Sith, and then jumped forward to when it's the New Jedi Order and Luke in the temple. And because it started with Exar Kun as a Jedi turning to Sith, I ended it kind of like Endgame, where Exar Kun's spirit is what the New Jedi fight. So basically, it was just a 10-year plan of how to do the phases like Marvel to build up to a hype that is tangible. So people go, I know why I'm watching this. I know it's connected, and I'm going to get a payoff at the end of it. If they did that,
sure,
that you need a payoff.
You need like the vision, and you need people to like, 100%. Yeah, that could work. Yeah, I like the idea.
Lucasfilm got a clean house. Yeah, that whole story group is just smoking their own farts. I'm sure y'all know this, but I recently found out it was George who originally hired KK. I wonder what y'all thought of that. Yes, it was, because he believed that she was going to take care of his projects and his movies and treatments.
And also, like, I think part of it with Kathy too is like she understood directors, and meaning like she was the assistant of Spielberg for a long time, so she understood like that ego. She understood how to like orbit around that and fit into that role. And I think George liked having her around because she was a little old school. Her husband's a producer. Like I think that they probably did work well together. The issue all happened when she was on her own. You know what I mean? And the decisions she made there.
She's a producer. She's amazing since she's done probably Indiana Jones and shit and E.T., all that stuff back then. As a producer, and producers are money men. They make sure things are in budget, on time. But without the vision, you're producing shit. And so I think you're the money on the head. She's a great producer, but not the visionary.
No.
Not at all.
Big 20 memberships gifted from Fro Productions. Thank you so much. CTMZ gifts.
Did he accidentally hit the wrong number of...
Bro comes back with like 200. Can you guys please bring back Nerd Theory? We all miss you guys working together. Josh and I will chat. See what we can make happen.
Yeah.
He's got two kids.
I'll tell you what, we'll do nerd babysitting, and it'll just be me, Theory, and the two kids.
Yeah, true.
And I'll just be wrestling and one.
Yeah, it'll be fun. In my opinion, we got a petition for the Snyder Cut. Why not one for George's sequels? Bro, I don't think they'll ever care.
No, not probably not.
I don't see George coming back either.
I mean, it would be great though if he did. I mean, just even as a consultant, but I think he's so burned. Like, but the thing is, he loves Dave though. That's the thing. So, like, if Dave gets the job, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, if he was orbiting, how good wasn't he on set on Ahsoka and stuff? Seeing pictures of him working with Disney.
Yep.
I think he was free reign. I think he would be such a great asset to have to guide.
Yep, I agree. And also, you can market that shit. Like, fans like us would go crazy for that.
Sent you
he
a
should
DM
have been there all
Discord.
along.
4-year badge. If you get a chance to check us out, that'd be awesome. Oh, okay. Thanks, Benjamin. A 4-year badge. Yeah, I gotta get on that. Jesus.
I know, right?
Josh, you got to come back for good. The dynamic with you four would be great. Also, check today. Been subscribed to Theory and Stoop since 2016.
Damn, time
Thank
flies.
you.
It's a long time. Thank you.
Yeah,
y'all been here for me when I needed it most. Well, thanks, Lightning Slug.
Oh, thanks, Lightning Slug. I remember you.
First thing I thought of when I heard about the news of KK was a Nerd Theory reunion. Good to see you, boys.
Me too.
What up, CTMZ? Thank you again. What if KK was actually protecting us from Disney? What? No, I don't. I mean, shit, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Great B-Day gift to have you all here. Awful B-Day gift to have Kathy here for longer. Much love, y'all. Welcome back, Josh. We wish her a great life, but as far away from Star Wars as possible.
Yeah. Oh, chat.
While Dave's an okay animator, be with him, but with him retcon poorly of EU, stuff like Mortis from the Crucible and stuff he did recently, I don't trust Dave.
That's fair. Entirely fair.
Yep.
Oh, no, not at all. The very best. All good.
Yeah.
Did Josh just say Shawn Levy hooked up with Hugh Jackman?
Hell yeah, dude. Tip to tip.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, Taika forgot that Padme was even the Natalie Portman was even in the picture.
I know, right? What
all three of you guys thoughts on Theory interview with Obi-Wan writer wrote the trilogy. Also, Josh, we need Nerd Theory back. Gotta be one day in a week in the week.
Yeah, you guys are getting greedy. You're all getting so greedy over there. Holy.
They want what they want. What can I say?
I know.
Man, it's so good to see Josh on here again. Nerd Theory is my favorite love with live podcasting. Now I don't miss a single live Theory drops. So many fun memories. Meh, Josh, hit that blinker. She gone.
I can't find my blinkers.
Good evening, gents, and what's up, Josh? It's my 30th birthday today. Kathy, leaving was perfect birthday present. I just bought my mystery box yesterday, and your BOGO code came in clutch. Right on, B-Man.
Ooh, nice, dude.
Happy birthday, dude.
Yeah.
B-Man's got like 10 sabers by now, I think.
Dang, dude.
My 19-year-old son is a mini Theory. He loves to work out and loves Star Wars. Right here with you, Josh. Being a dad is cool. What up, Maddie?
Yeah, being a dad is pretty cool. Yeah.
Literally like watching a Jedi Council meeting, low-key since Disney took over. I've felt like a Jedi falling to the dark side. Not anymore. Love y'all.
Oh,
love you
nice,
too,
man.
dude.
Josh Oka.
Oh, guess
yeah,
what I got?
Geo.
Josh, the other day I got approved for video on Spotify.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Hell
so shit, I'm feeling, and like this is the first time I'm announcing it to you guys, but yeah, I'm gonna start uploading like all the old videos on Spotify now as well, because I know a lot of you love watching it over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe there's gonna be some cool exclusive stuff coming there now. Who knows?
Yeah, for sure. That's good. A good move. Good move.
We'll see. I've been a member for 30 months, just turned 30 today. I'm so pumped for the Saber tournament, and now I can also do a fan film. I'm so excited.
Yeah, man.
What up, Prez? I was 6 years old in 1977 when I saw the Star Wars movie. The trilogy helped shape me as a human. It was so inspiring. Keep up the good fight for right. Thank you, Warsun1.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
With the news of KK not retiring, what would your advice be for people who are still fans but are just not enjoying anything new at Star Wars? I want to enjoy Star Wars again. Yeah, me too. But I would say, look, I keep saying this, but like honestly, just wait.
Yeah.
And this sounds very like, well, not egotistical, but wait for the fan film. I truly believe that so many people's love for Star Wars will be reignited with that thing. Just speaking as a fan, not even like it's my project or where like it. I saw something the other day that they sent, and I've been like dying to show you guys ever since yesterday, but especially right now. But I just I want to wait until the full trailer's ready. But it is blowing my expectations, and I think so many people will really get a kick out of this, and the entire world, whether you've been a fan of the channel or not, will really appreciate the work that's gone into it. It's truly remarkable, and that's all I'm going to say. So you have that definitely coming.
Hell yeah.
Theory Bowl. Do you think Disney will step away from DEI policies like other USA companies have eventually?
Yeah,
Someday.
I think they will. There's definitely some shifting going on for sure. But then again, it's like that doesn't just solve all the problems. Like that's not going to just make the content better. It will make it maybe less distracting if that stuff really triggers you, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to just nail it.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that statement that says that she is going to continue to be the president of Lucasfilm, right? It just says that
it kind of says that the wording is like, we've talked about a succession plan and what that would look like, and I have their full support to be involved in that. Yeah. And it might happen like this year or next year is some kind of what she says. So
I'm confused how like the big announcement could drop the big, like it seemed legitimate to me and to everybody else.
So it's a guy named Matt Bellany, and he's a very good Star Wars insider, right? And look, between his report and there's this other guy, Jeff Snyder, I subscribe to his newsletter. He's really good too. Basically, they've been doing things like, I don't know if you heard the story last year, her and Frank Marshall sold one of their houses in LA, right? So they're selling stuff. They're offloading some art in LA. So they've been making preparations for a while to like downsize and move on from the Hollywood actual stuff.
KK?
So, yeah, KK. And she was apparently going to step down in 2024, and she was actually going to go work for an AI company, which is kind of crazy. But she ended up not doing that. And I think the bottom line is like things just keep falling apart and nobody can fix them. It's a little bit like what happened with Bob Iger, right? Bob Iger retired and came back, and he's supposed to have a successor. It's just not going well. So sometimes, like, if you're the person, they can't quite fill the role, you're kind of forced to hang on until they have somebody. So I think that's what it is. But ultimately, like, so what happened was Matt Maloney heard from 3 different sources that it was happening this year. That was his report. She's officially retiring in 2025. Then the news goes wild, right? And people talk, like, I think in the Hollywood trades, they talked about Filoni taking over. They talked about Feige taking over, right? A lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Then Jeff Snyder drops a report Tuesday night, which says, oh, she's actually going to stay on as a producer for the Rey movies. She may not retire until next year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, ooh, that kind of sucks. And then basically Kathy drops a confirmation of what Jeff was saying in an article in Deadline. And to be real, like, it is worth taking a step back and being like, God damn, bro. Like, she literally dropped an interview in Deadline a half hour before the show. Like, that still blows my mind. That's like one of the most powerful people in Hollywood. This huge legendary producer, you know, using the Hollywood trades to message heavily, considering the report from Puck and, you know, what we were about to talk about. So that's like the best I can do as far as explaining it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
It almost feels like she's staying out of spite.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there
look,
literally could be something to that. Yeah.
I don't buy into it at all. I know everyone's kind of freaking out, being like, she's staying. I do not believe she is. I think this is all just a save face. I think it's a PR stunt. And the fact that she even made a comment about it, it just shows that it's true, that she definitely is stepping down. But I guess there are some different rules as to it not being entirely her just walking away.
Yeah.
And she's trying to just really say that, you know what, I'm going to be there for a while, blah, blah, blah. But no, at the end of the day, she is stepping down. It's just...
Yeah, but she doesn't want us celebrating like the
that.
Ewoks at the end of, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't want us yub-nubbing right now.
That's why she said she's going to make movies till she dies.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
It's
So-
literally just raining on the parade. That was why she
Yeah.
did the interview. She wanted to rain on people's parade.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah,
doesn't change the fine print. If she's not in charge anymore, that doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
She's not in charge anymore.
That's what
We
I'm
are
saying.
closer than ever to actual change, and her not being president could unlock a lot of doors. Because again, I have heard that there are people at Disney that like really don't like what's going on, but they can't stand up to Kathleen Kennedy for whatever reason. So if she's removed from the actual leadership position, then even if it's Filoni and Carrie Beck, there's a possibility that Bob Iger or whomever is like, y'all need to like do better, Dave. Fuck what KK says. You're gonna do that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all sorts. There's reasons to be optimistic. There's reasons to be excited about potentially what could happen, but also like you kind of can't ignore the interview. Like, dude, it's nuts.
Yeah. This is the same conversation I had with my daughter a week ago. Hello, everyone. Cobra Kai did what New Era Star Wars should have done, respecting what came before. I agree. I totally agree.
Yep.
Ding dong, the witch is gone, but it's too late. Too little, too late. KK has done irreparable damage to the brand. I highly doubt her leaving is going to change course.
Yeah. We'll see.
Why does Josh look like Billy Butcher from The Boys? Because he is.
I don't know. Shit.
Theory, beware of Gaius. He will pour honeyed potion in your ear, and you will wake up one day, and all you'll say is Republic, Republic, Republic.
Republic, Republic, Republic.
The Dark Jedi became a YouTube member. 13 years of wasted potential in what could have been, and through of what could have been, and threw most of it away for some political agenda. Despite it, I still love Star Wars. I just hate what Disney has done to it, and want nothing to do with it. Props to you guys.
Yeah, man. Hold on to that love, brother. You know, and that's the thing too. Like the story of the week, it's been really crazy, a lot of ups and downs. But ultimately, like, it reminded me why I love Star Wars. It made me reconnect with Theory. It made me get on this show. So there's still a lot of hope here. And you know, I still am appreciative of this week and all the news and everything that happened. It was so cool to come on and meet you guys and chat with you, Theory. And so I'm going to make my exit, but I wanted to just say I thought that was a good super chat to kind of end on. There's still hope, and you know, there's still a love of Star Wars inside my heart that's 2 sizes too small, you know?
Always.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, dude. It's absolute pleasure.
Hell yeah.
And just reminded me of old times. So I'm going to give you a call. Hopefully, I'll text you. And hopefully
Yeah. Let me know. We'll talk. And it was good to meet you guys for sure, too.
Good to meet you, too, man.
Yeah, dude, I've got a 40K video to watch now.
Hell yeah. Let me know. We can talk. DM me. I'm always down to talk Warhammer.
Cool.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Yes.
Later, bro.
All right. Take care, chat.
Catch you soon. Crazy. That was like, how many years did we do our show, chat? I think it was like 4 or 5 years. This is a long time. It's a long time.
Yeah,
It's good to see him. He looks well. He looks good. He looks happy.
He's a natural. Very entertaining.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have I feel like our dynamic is what made the show stand out so much because we're so. I don't know. I can't even put a finger on it, but we're the same, but we have contrasting ways of approaching things.
Yeah. No, totally.
I don't know. I'll let chat figure that out. But yeah, let's continue on here. I'm so glad this foursome is going on. I have never wanted to watch something so hard in my life. Well, what are your thoughts on Shrek 5 season trailer? It looks absolutely horrible. They need the animators for Puss in Boots. Last wish. I saw the thing. It looks different now. Why are they putting Zendaya in everything?
I don't know. I don't think she's that talented. I mean, this is coming from a guy talking about Star Wars on YouTube, but like, you know.
It's just because she has a big following. That's it.
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was like one of the best animated movies I've seen in a really long time.
Yeah.
But Shrek 5 looks, I don't know, from the 10 seconds, not great.
Also, Theory, I know I haven't sent 2 super chats before this, but you talked about cars, and what's the next one? Look at a 9802 Pontiac Trans Am. The next car I want to get? Oh, geez, nothing, dude. Nothing. I don't want any other car right now. But if I were to get something, I want to go old. I like old cars. I've always loved old cars. I want an old muscle car. Or if we're going to go something new and fancy, I mean, geez, maybe years and years from now, I don't know when, I would love the new Revuelto. I think it looks amazing. Just so sexy.
Have you seen one in person yet?
Yeah, my friend has one. He's a
Dude,
YouTuber
I haven't
too.
seen it in person yet. I keep trying to find... The dealership near me doesn't... They don't have them yet.
Yeah, I sat in one. Fired it up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's like the base on that?
I think it's like $1 million Canadian. So my friend bought his fully loaded. It's like it's matte black. It was like, geez, it was like 700 or 800K US or something like that.
I bet he's got like the carbon in there too.
Yeah, he does good.
I bet
he does good for himself.
I'm already guessing who it is.
Hearing you guys about all this lets me know everything is going to be okay. Josh, been watching your content the past month, and go Bengals. Wave ugly shirt. Theory met Gina and Hayden. You are right. Awesome people. Yeah, they sure are. Stupenda's having a breakdown. Hang in there, buddy.
I saw that. I was like, are you okay? You were getting so upset at the start. I thought, oh, we've screwed.
It's just more bull crap. Crash out.
Bro's crashing out. Our questions about Filoni will be answered in these upcoming movies. Also, the issue of political messaging in Star Wars has me wondering, is it more okay? Is it more KK or Disney in general?
They're one and the same.
One and the same, baby. Nerd Theory for life. Welcome back, Josh. Oh my God, that's Josh. Nerd Theory, love you guys, but I'm not watching any more Star Wars. Tired of being hurt by it. Well, hopefully you watch my stuff. See, the vlogs have been popping off like crazy, dude. Insane. People love the vlogs more than they do lore.
I bet they're more fun to make right now, too.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God. It's like been my dream to be able to just talk and connect and like show now interesting parts of, it's not like I'm just sitting in a room.
No, you got to
You know what's messed up, dude, is like, I said to you, I would love to see behind the scenes of your sabers and all the conventions and everything. And I've been having so much fun. But the parts that I love is where you're just like, blah, blah, blah. Hey, let's go eat. And there's just sushi like montages. I'm like, dude, get it.
Those are my favorite parts too.
Yeah.
When you had like the cheesecake you didn't like, that was
I wasn't into
3 cheesecakes in one meal. Damn, dude.
Oh no, the other night we went, I had 4.
What?
Yeah.
Those must be so good.
They're so good. They're homemade. It's like a mom and pop shop, and just
I had
so
deep envy of those cheesecakes.
yeah, so good.
The
Cake
blueberry, yeah.
Dude, no, the raspberry. I've been hitting the raspberry lately.
Oh, I love raspberry
because it's like sour, but then you get the sweetness.
Central Florida they do not have super good restaurants. So
really,
not in my opinion. It's a whole
dude.
bunch of
Orlando, I took the team a couple times to Delmonico's.
I've never eaten there. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out. What is that, like Italian or Mexican?
They got they got everything, but like it was amazing. Like
what was it called again?
That video that I was outside with Maul, like having dinner with everybody, that was Delmonico's in Orlando. Yeah, shout out to them. It was great.
Dude, I'm gonna go.
Dude, you should. You should go tonight. Well, I guess it's late now, but might be your new favorite spot.
Yeah, not a lot of competition. Oh, dude, this looks incredible.
Mm-hmm. It's a good spot.
They close in 15 minutes, so
well, see you later. I'm excited to see that work. Oh yes, yeah, I'm excited for that. It's been difficult sourcing it because I don't want to just. There's a whole like brand behind it that I have that has followed me my whole life. That I want to put on it, but it's got to be right. Come to LA Comic Con. Greetings, Exalted Ones. Been a fan since Rule of Two Nerd Theory days and can even remember the sequel hype. Hope to meet you at a con theory this year and caught me a saber. Love you boys. God bless. God bless, dude. I hope you take advantage of the sale because it's only on for another day. Hey, Theory Stoops. Dash. Remember me? Hey, Josh. Have an amazing night. Oh, he's gone now. Damn. Michael, what up? Deadline just released another post saying Kathleen isn't retiring soon. Thoughts? Or is it just saying her movies will continue even after... I think it's PR, dude. I don't know. I don't believe it. Have fun, bro. Oh, you better agree with everything he says. Otherwise, you guys have inspired me to make my own channel to make what-if theories all about Star Wars. Great to see Josh back, too. Lots of love to you guys. Did you see the trailer for the fan film Dawn of Clone Wars? I did not. I did not. Josh, you practice Dark Eye. Tweet him. I don't know. Deadline article came out. Kathy announces she will never retire. It bombed. She gone. It's been a minute since I've watched, but the Josh cameo for me hyped. Keep it up, boys. Thanks, mega thick gong thighs. Warhammer, Tyranids for the win. Only justified faction. Eat because they're hungry. If you watch interviews with Tony Gilroy, you'll see he's a no BS guy that cares about Andor's story and how it adds up to Star Wars. He shows more respect to Star Wars and the fans than the majority of people working for Lucasfilm. I don't really think any of them show any respect to Star Wars fans, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not a high bar.
Yeah, really not. Star Wars can live again. Bring back Mara. Y'all got Josh started. Oh no. This was what the conversation looks like. Very early Star Wars Theory fans since the whole trip. Love the Josh reunion and the touch of 2025. Please make this happen again and again. Here for it. I'd love to. That'd be fun. What would be cool is if the four of us had a panel at a convention.
That would be so much fun.
Pick a faction chapter, dive into their 40k lore. Okay, well, that's for Josh, because I don't know anything about. Love all four of you guys. How legendary to see the gang live. Don't stop being you. It definitely bombed, and she's definitely gone. Nerd Theory once a month. I'm open to it. As long as they keep the Sisters of Mercy and Sisters of Silence as they're written, all things good with 40k. Note to self, never mention Warhammer around Josh. Yeah, bro will just keep going. Lost 100 pounds, September 2023, March to 2024. Diet change, Jim.
Dude, hell yeah. Congratulations.
That's amazing.
That's super hard what you did.
It is. I wouldn't know because I never lost that much weight. I think I lost maybe like 20 pounds or something like that. Was like the most 15.
Honestly, I found that's like when you start to roll, it just gets easier until you plateau. So you can lose like 50 pounds and then you stop again. And then you're like, all right, I got to do something crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
Since you guys are my major inspiration for my channel, I would be honored to make a what if story that any of you guys would want to see. Also, can't wait for Vader 2. Love from Ireland.
I'm thinking
what if Jar Jar was the Sith Lord?
That
was your inspiration.
Sure.
I went straight for Stoops. What if Echo Base was taken over by Wampers and they had to
I
fight
think
their
that
way
would be
out?
great. I liked your edition that you had where the Imperials and the Rebels had to work together. I thought that was
Do you like their nuclear reactor leaked? So that it's like it's Chernobyl as well. Like all of these things. Yeah.
Congratulations, my fellow lifter. That lifted 610. That's awesome.
Dude, holy shit.
He is the Doom guy.
Wait, is it sumo or conventional?
Gotta be one of those.
Let's see Paul Allen's card. She is still stepping down from her role in a couple months to a year. Read the article again. She simply said she's never retiring from making movies. Yeah, literally. I know everyone's getting bent out of shape. I don't buy it, bro. Cheers to Baby Mama Shin Hattie. Have not watched the new season yet. Hello all. I've recently watched Stupendous Wave, Grandmaster Luke compilation, and some Abeloth lore. It is crazy for me to think that Abeloth is involved with every single conflict in the Star Wars universe. I don't know about every single conflict.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, but thank you for watching. Yeah, she's definitely an older figure. It's been in a lot of stuff. I think he might be referencing like supernatural encounters and like her origin there.
Where the F are the snips? Nothing in the boxes. You just wait. You just keep waiting, baby. Believe me, every day we're working on it. Do you want a shit product, Rossi, or do you want something good? Yo, when are the... I mean, you can go get one of the other snip replicas from somebody else and... Good luck.
Rossi's having a mixed night, man.
Good luck, man. When are the full day vlogs for Mega dropping? They're ready to go. Yeah. Did you want me to upload them on the main channel here? Or do you want me to upload them on Star Wars Theory Plus? So I haven't decided yet. I don't know. I kind of like the clean feel of like the concise vlogs on the main channel. I don't want to like, I don't know. It's like an OCD thing.
I get what you mean, because people who feel like that there's very tailored stuff on the main channel be like, oh, why am I clicking on something that's just unedited, kind of like a chunk?
It's edited. It's edited.
Oh.
It's probably like, you know, freaking 15 hours of footage into one video that's like an hour and a half.
Dude, what are you two? My cats are fighting. I'll get back.
That's funny. Hey, I remember this. He's not really gone, is he?
No, I just deleted him.
Okay. You can do that? All right, I'm going to stop talking shit.
Yeah, remember when it was just this? That was the logo.
That's what I'm saying. I remember this.
Theory, I believe Star Wars needs to reinvent itself. What makes a mythology? How do we make Star Wars speak to the collective as a whole? Just by going back to what it was, man. Super easy.
Yeah, you don't need... They've got the source material. They don't even need to reinvent it. It's just all sitting there.
Yep. Respect the characters. Well, what they did was they took a beloved brand. They falsely promised that they would do the treatments that the creator wanted. And then
to his face.
Literally to his face, did the opposite. Essentially took those treatments, locked them away so nobody could ever use them, including him, and say that we own them now. Now they're ours. And then they took all of the main characters, made them into a diluted version of themselves, like basically like a loser version, not even a dark side, just a loser version of themselves, which they already gone through a character progression to get out of, and used that as a way to bolster and highlight their new characters and they just repeated the same formula in every single movie and show. And each time it's always a female character outshining the master who is a male. Or the character who's been around, like Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, Mando and Bo-Katan. Well, Mando Bo-Katan's a little different, actually. I should say that. But Luke Skywalker and Rey, Obi-Wan, Reva. What am I missing here? There was another one. Soul and Osha. I mean, there's just... It's the same formula every single time.
The thing that's painful, dude, is like, all right, imagine we're in the 80s and that you're making films, you're the director, producer, whatever, and I am an unfortunate looking woman who is your assistant. And over time, I crawl my way up to your producer. And after 30 years or 20 years of working together, you go, I got to retire, but I'm going to trust you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Obviously, my name's Mitch, so Michelle. Anyway, or Dashina.
Yeah.
I'm going to trust you, Dashina,
Dasha.
to take over the franchise. And I look at you over the table and I say, Nia, Theory, boss, I'm going to respect everything you've done and thank you so much. She looked him in the eye and said, I'm going to respect this, and then shit on 20 years. That's like the level of disrespect to look someone in the eye who's given you the biggest opportunity. I just can't fathom it. It's painful to me.
Yeah, me too. It's unfortunate. That's why it's up to us, the fans, to make stuff that I truly believe with the help of AI, in 2 years' time, fans, kids, teenagers, who are literally children right now probably, will be able to make full movies and just put them up on YouTube. Full-on fan fictions. They just write it and it's going to be done. It's going to be made. Absolutely love all you guys. It's good to see Josh back. Anyway, you guys will be in Wichita, Kansas for Comic-Con. Oh, that'd be cool. No, but I will tell you this. I'll be in Cleveland for Cleveland Fan Expo on my birthday, March 21, until the 23rd. And then we will potentially be in Calgary, and then we will be at ICC Con Nashville, and then we'll be in Dallas. Then we'll be in Denver in July. And then in August, we will be in Boston. Oh, shit, I forgot the other one. Is it Philly? I don't know. And then Toronto. So in that month, I'm not even going to be anywhere near home. And then, yeah, keep going from there, I guess. And there's like San Diego, and I think San Diego's in July. I don't know. There's a lot. But I'll be all throughout the states, and I'm going to be very excited to see a lot of you guys. So if you're in a neighboring state, come on over. We had guys drive up 18 hours at MegaCon. Some from Texas, some from all over. It was cool. I'm back. Just heard you guys rant. Had a good laugh. Stoops, I really enjoyed the Scimitar video made. Love the lore of his ship. My 2 cents, I think they kind of were lazy with the Ahsoka when they reached the planet of Pridia.
Yeah. It kind of just fell apart.
Yeah. Great to see Josh back. Work makes it so hard to see the streams when they happen. Glad I caught the tail end of this one. Oh, cool. Well, glad you got to see him a little bit. Do you think we'll get 1313 game ever, or is it just gone? No, we won't.
I think about that game and the idea of going to the underlevels of Coruscant a lot. I thought about it yesterday or today. It's such a compelling thing. Like Theory said, though, I'd love GTA open world would be great, but 1313 was a brilliant concept.
Oh, shit. Fuck me, dude. I totally forgot.
Oh, I was about to say, he was in private chat and he's like clawing like his own cat. He goes, can I come back? And I'm like,
I'm sorry. I did not see. I literally like,
I saw it.
No, you're good.
How long you been waiting?
Like 3 minutes. It's fine.
All right.
I didn't want to break up you guys' thoughts.
That's not terrible. Okay.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice.
I'm sorry.
I am eternally hurt. No.
I'm sorry.
The cats are no longer freaking fighting all day long.
They're funny. I'm done shitting in the well. Can you drink the water now? Oh, God. I genuinely thought Pridia was going to be like a live-action Umbara, and Ezra was going to succumb to using the dark side. Lots of writing lost. Oh, yeah, dude. It was simple-minded. Marvelous Stoops. Could Nomad be a 60s era Cap from RDJ Doctor Doom's Earth? Theory, will you ever do a saber design contest? Much love, guys. Star Wars. Ooh, a saber design contest. That's actually quite a nice idea.
That's a great idea.
Design contest.
I'd love to design a saber. I feel like I'd do something organic. Mix it in.
Little Wookiee like.
Yeah, I like the organic of like the steel, but also the tied part around the hand grip, so that you feel something. You don't feel steel on your hand when you're holding it. I think about that stuff a lot.
Like a grip.
Yeah, like grips and stuff. I think about the aesthetic because you want it to look pretty and cool and stuff, but also functional because you don't want to be Palpatine and just be so showy. You think about a lot, so it'd be so much fun to design them.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry, I do it for a job.
What was your favorite Star Wars toys? Yeah, that'd be cool. A contest, and then like, I don't know. Then we make the winner's saber, and either I could pay them or I could like split profits with them or something, or I don't know. That could be fun actually. Could do one of those like every year, I would say. It's we have so many already in the pipeline that we're making. It's so expensive.
It'd be cool to showcase the ones that you don't use though. I can imagine someone having like things you'd never imagine, like crystals everywhere and crazy shit, and it'd just be a lot of fun to see the creativity.
Oh, that would be cool. Like the crystal on the outside and the
wires
connect to like the inner workings of it.
Well, there's a lot of things that come to mind when you want to like. So you want to look like, is this saber going to be purely for beauty, or is it going to be functional? Like you don't want it to fall apart too much in the person's hand if they're swinging it hard. So they're going to have to be careful with it. But then again, how can we make something that kind of is the most durable but yet looks really good at the same time without being uncomfortable in the hand? And how deep is the blade insertion? There's so many variables that come into it that I'm learning that to really make the right design, you have to sacrifice some things in terms of design or functionality in order to get one or the other. So it's kind of like that's why there's so many. So it depends on really what you're looking for.
You can make a prototype and like let people know, hey, if you make a junk saber, we're not going to mass produce this, but we may prototype it for the winner of like, it's a one of a kind or something.
Maybe. Yeah. That'd be cool. Does the buy one, get one at Theory Sabers right now include accessories? If you buy an accessory, do you get a free saber? No. It's only for sabers. So even if you get like our $80 saber, it still puts you in the... I mean, you're still going to get another saber, but it's random as to what you're going to get. My favorite Star Wars toys? I mean, lightsabers, dude. Probably. I really like my my AT-AT.
Did you ever get into the Lego collecting?
No, wasn't that big into it. I was really big into Bionicle.
I always like the Star Wars Legos. That was like my go-to.
I have a few, but hook me up with Shin Hati. Bro, you think I have her number? You don't know the power of corporate greed. Can't tell you how much I needed this stream. Love you all. Thanks. Hey, what's up, Crystal? Hope you're well. Boys, I'm about to bust if I can see Revenge of the Sith in theaters. Is this happening? Oh, that's true, because there's probably so many kids that never got to see it in theaters. That's going to be quite a beautiful experience, let me tell you. Just want to say thank you. You inspired me years ago to start my own YouTube channel, and now I'm almost at 10,000 subs with my most popular video having 2 million views. Congratulations. That's great.
That's a lot, man.
I'm happy you started it, dude. And nobody knows how successful they're going to be at something, or just maybe even like something, if they just start it. You never know where it's going to go, man. If I never started this channel, I mean, shit, wouldn't be here. The Force is strongest with this stream, All Stars. I don't want to jump into politics, but what character would Justin Trudeau be in Star Wars? He'd be Palpatine. For sure. He would be Palpatine. There is no other character he would be. He'd definitely be Palpatine. Stoops, Magic Dash, Larry Theory, Jordan the shirt.
I'll take it. 3-pointers all day.
Yeah.
My idea is probably to bring in fresh new role models and stories for kids, whilst still keeping to the theme of that there is always hope, no matter how dark the tunnel is for everyone. Yeah. Theory, there are restrictions for the golden... Are there restrictions for the golden ticket? Can we get Profi sabers with it? It sounds way too generous. No. It's supposed to sound too good to be true, because... It isn't too good to be true. So, I mean, if you get that golden ticket... we just sent one out last week, actually. I mean, shit, you could take me to the cleaners, man. You could get 5 of the most expensive saber with the most expensive board, with each one having a different sound font. So you could really take advantage. I did not calculate the business side of it, like, and that's probably my fault, but I just figure, 1 in 50 overall, hopefully it'll be right. And I mean, that's, and I hope that people wouldn't take like crazy advantage, but you never know. Some people do. But no, it's you get that golden ticket, man. You get 5 free sabers of your choice. You could get like 5 shadow hunters if you want, profis. That'd be crazy work. That would, be fucked. But yeah, it's what you want. It's what you get. That's what the golden ticket is. It's supposed to symbolize, like, when Charlie got his and he got to go to the factory and got like it's supposed to be a very special thing. If it turns out that it's giving us a huge loss, then I mean, we'll change that maybe to 1 in 75 or 1 in 100. But 1 in 50 so far, I don't know. It's the first run, so we'll see how it goes. And if the numbers come back and it's like we're in a deficit and we have to do 5 free sabers, then we'll change it. But right now it's fine. So enjoy it, run with it. Yo, Star Boys, y'all ever thinking about collaborating on your own original Star Wars story? Yeah, and it's not really a Star Wars story, but I'm making my own comic. What about you guys?
I'm just focusing on Legends lore, making the longer videos.
I've been writing stuff in the background because I had that kernel after talking to Theory months ago about making our own stuff in Fan Universe, and I started taking it seriously of we got to start writing our own shit. And so just kind of melding ideas together. You know how you do at the start. You just use what you know and then you slowly refine it. So, yeah.
I find it so hard to start, like coming
Dude,
up
we just came
really
up with
big...
such a great one last week. Your Echo Base horror is so good already.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, maybe. Also, Josh, I'm trying to break into comic book writing. I've read The Art of Comic Book Writing by Mark Neese and Words for Pictures by Brian Michael Bendis. What advice do you have for conveying your vision to an artist? Let me ask him. He's gone. What up, Cantina? We watched some of the Maul episodes from Clone Wars and Rebels recently. Do you guys think Dave turned Maul into a villain of the week in those shows? A little bit. But I mean, he always was a villain. Me and my buddies are stoked for the Star Wars film contest. I ordered the sabers for it today and just waiting for the details and rules. Thanks, guys. Oh, right on. I'll announce it soon. It's really simple. Like, it's just do a dope fan film, and then Nick and I will eventually... We haven't come up with a date yet of when we're going to close things. Like, we could do a year. We could do 6 months. I think a year is too long. Yeah, so I'll make a video soon. Hey guys, would you mind wishing my daughter Mimi a happy birthday? Happy birthday, Mimi. She's turning 12.
Birthday.
Watch you guys often.
Happy birthday, Mimi.
Yeah. Hope you have a great birthday.
12 was like the best age ever.
Hope Dad gets you everything you want.
And more.
PayPal yeeted my 20, but my super never posted. Check the replies to this super to see my actual super, please. I'm sorry.
Inception.
But you'll have to send another 20. Just kidding. Star Wars Theory. Will you have a movie poster out for the showing? Thank you for the show today. Like for the Vader episode 2? Yeah. Yeah, we'll get something made.
I love posters so much, dude.
If you go to my Instagram story right now, I posted a little screenshot of something that you might like. Vader episode 2. Let me see. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Damn, the engagement's huge on that. Yeah. Looks amazing. Anyways. What's this? Just got a Theory Saber. I'm a Saber collector, so I'm hyped to check it out. Right on, man. Well, I hope it's everything you were dreaming of. What we need is a Disney Plus series that is only about pod racing, dark street racing vibes, no humans, Sebulba main character. That'd be sick. What do you see? What do you say? Bro, the last bit of hope in my heart brought me back to life hearing KK was leaving. Thank the maker. We love you both, Stoops and Dash. I'm a huge fan of Rule of 3. Didn't want that to get lost with Josh being on the stream.
Thank you. I thought it was cool to meet Josh. Yeah, he was awesome. It's weird watching someone. It's weird watching someone on YouTube and then like they're all of a sudden in front of you. I felt that way when I talked to you for the first time too. It's like, holy shit, they're responding to things I'm saying.
Right, in real time.
Yeah, this is wild.
I know, I remember when we met and I started talking to you and you're like, this is crazy. You were like zoning out of what I was saying. You're like, this is wild. You're like,
you're here.
Yeah.
No, I did not hear the first thing you said because it was just like, oh my gosh, he's been on the screen for years and now he's like a person. It's a weird thing.
That's wild, dude.
Wait.
Aura.
What a day.
You did that pretty well.
Huh?
He does very well.
You do it really well. It's kind of weird.
It's from American Psycho. Christian Bale.
I thought you were doing that meme thing where the dude does.
Yeah, I thought it was the meme where it was like,
the Walter White face, yo. When she does the thing. Anytime I think of American Psycho, all I think I'm going to get banned for this is, I want you to wash your vagina. That's what he says. And
they're
every time someone
remaking
says
it?
Apparently it's a fake rumor.
Oh, they're not remaking it.
Wait. We all have to mog.
I can't do it.
Oh, Dash got it down, bro. Damn.
Dash. I missed it.
You just suck your cheeks in.
Yeah, just exude that aura.
It just turned bright red, even brighter red.
Wait.
Yeah, he's got it.
That could be the original.
Could be. I promise you, Dash, Theory's next channel of film will be about him exploring and eating sushi with sushi master chef Mace Windu from the Bad Batch.
I don't want to hear that shit. I want to go to a convention with Theory, and he's like, look at the spread, and it's like 50 different sushi, and he's like, let's go, and that's it. That's my dream.
Any of you catching episode 3 on the silver screen?
Yeah, I'm
probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go see it in theaters. Yeah, but glad to see you at ICC getting my saber box signed. Hell yeah, let's do it. Love you guys. Been watching since I was 8 years old. Big reason I still love Star Wars. I picked up 2 sabers and psyched for Vader 2. Great to finally see Stoops' face. God bless y'all and thank you. Thank you, man.
God bless, man.
Yeah.
Dallas Fan Expo this year in June. Really hope so. Yes, we'll be there. That's May 31st to June 2nd. We will be there for sure. Josh told me on stream I'm never getting the Snip Saber ever today. That's why I sent that super. You will be. You will be.
You better film yourself opening it, man.
Yeah, dude. He's been talking about it for like 5-6 months, dude. The wait will be worth it, Ross. 9 total Theory Sabers and counting. Thank you, Theory, for the BOGO. Hell yeah, dude. Is that 9 with the BOGOs? So that would be like, I guess 3.5. No, it'd be like 4. 1 a bit. Short Dog 04. Thank you, man. Tampa Comic Con, August 1 to 3rd. It's going to be fire. No, I haven't. I don't even know about that one. KK and Iger did a travesty, but Filoni's critics don't realize. Decisions on the Clone Wars, EU, and his storytelling style is from GL's multiverse approach on canon. Gonna prepare yourself for a final episode of DB Daima. Also, I wonder if they know the day after will mark a year since his passing. Rest in peace, Toriyama. Stoops, show us your shelves. Hello there. Great to see you guys as usual. Job hunting absolutely sucks, but seeing you guys talk really makes me feel better. In the words of Anakin, your presence soothing. What's your reaction soon to the sad passing of comic historian Green? That brought so many comics to life. Who?
Is it the YouTuber comic historian? I think. Yeah.
I didn't hear about this.
He passed away a few months ago, right?
Yeah. And it was sudden, wasn't it? It wasn't expected. I know. I'm pretty sure of that. It's kind of when I didn't watch his stuff, but then I just saw all the news on it. I was like, that's really sad. He was so young.
Well, that's terrible. I'm unfamiliar with his videos. I'm sad to see someone young passing. I'll do my best to make it to Denver. How would you feel about custom-built lightsabers, or at least with customizable components? Yes. That's all I got to say about that right now. Stoops, which is better, the Penguin or the Soprano? I hear they're all similar, and I love the Penguin so much.
I love the Penguin too. It did everything. The Sopranos did it first. You have to keep that in mind. And there's also 6 seasons of the Sopranos and 1 season of the Penguin, which is shorter than any episode of the Sopranos. I don't think that the comparison is super fair. What I will say though is the Sopranos revolutionized television. It revolutionized the anti-hero and storytelling from the perspective of an anti-hero. I think it shows the monotony of everyday American life while mixed with the terror of being in the mob super well. I think the Sopranos is a masterpiece, and I think it's a show that maintains its quality all the way through, which is no small feat.
We have a believer. Got to get you on the meme train. Time to steal your Instagram back, dude.
The first thing I did when I finished was like rewatch the first episode. It's sad to have those characters go. You guys feel that, where it's like you connect with them so much and it's over? It's almost like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure, big time. What's your favorite era of Bionicle? Probably. I remember getting the ice guy. I thought he was really badass, super cool, different. I like the fire guy. I like the green guy a lot. The forest guy. I just remember the ice being badass as hell. I was like, this is different. He was like white and he had some blue on him.
What I remember is like the spiders, the mechanical Bionicle spiders. It's like Bionicle 3, right? Something like that. I'm trying to remember.
3? I don't know. I had the first, because this was in the 90s. 90s or early 2000s or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. Does blue milk give you bigger personality? Maybe. Green milk does. One-armed Sukiyuki. Oh, one-armed Sukiyuki. What up? She has a new profile photo with her one arm. Will you do a Theory Sabers anniversary saber? Maybe. We have a bunch that it's in production right now. I just can't promise if it's going to be ready after or before that. And if it's ready before that, to be honest, I'm probably going to launch it when it's ready. I'm not the type to like wait. Like if I get you a Christmas present like December 5th, I'm probably going to give it to you on the just yeah,
I feel that anticipation.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? Like, this person could get hit by something tomorrow and like not be here, so I'm just gonna give them their gift now. That's like the way my brain works. Like, why am I waiting? Why would I wait for the like? They can like, yeah. Anyways, sub to Theory since 2017. Watched Long Be That. I mean, before that, Rossi?
Come on, bro.
A year before, you mean? Hello there, Theory. I wish I went to MegaCon up in Colorado. That's going to be Denver. So that'll be July 4th. My mom was sick, so forgive me. I forgive you, and I hope she's okay. Also, Stoops, I have the slave Leia outfit, and now you're making me second guess myself. Dash, love your accent. The force is with you. She's gonna make you wear the outfit, dude.
I'm good. I'm not Star Wars Explained.
Holy shit!
Holy shit! He's done.
Bro, I wouldn't even have said that. Actually, I probably would have. That's diabolical. That is
the biggest
crazy.
Zinger. You're Colonel Sanders with that Zinger. That is crazy.
That's crazy, dude. That's next level shit.
What?
Bro's wife's watching right now.
I've been looking forward to this.
It's beautiful, man. I love that shit. That's great. Thank you. All right. Where am I? Maybe. Disney should develop Skibidi Toilet Multiverse. They already did. It's called Star Wars. Damn. I'll gift one of the sabers if I get the golden ticket. Is the Theory Sabers origin clip search still on? Huh? Origin clip? In your deceived vid, you offered a saber if one finds when you first mentioned the company. Oh, I already gave that away. It was to a fan in Russia. That's long gone. Yeah, and he found the clip. It was 2020. I announced that the company is going to be called Theory Sabers. 2020, baby. Let's see Paul Allen's watch.
I was laughing. I saw that coming. I was like, this is so good. He's going to say this.
Would that in-person Kumite be in the summertime still? Oh, no. No, we have too much going on. So that's why I want to do the online one right now. Also, when would that fan film competition be due? Well, I'll be announcing that, but I'm not sure yet. Could do 6 months, you know, could do... I think a year is too long. Because then you start getting some, like, high production value stuff, like people with money, and then it kind of just, like, outshines a lot of the other fans who don't maybe have that much access to money or equipment or stuff like that. So, yeah. Like Ryan and Dorkman, like that kind of battle, that shit's badass. Like that, as low production value as it was, just in a warehouse or whatever, like that shit hits.
A car park, and it was
yeah,
they're in street clothes. They didn't even like get in.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I know, but that's the thing. It's so crazy that it was that good, regardless of nothing else.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video of the guy at the con that had like the lightsaber that flips around him on like the string?
A yo-yo string.
That thing was incredible.
Yeah. Thank you, Theory, Wave, and Dash for keeping my love for Star Wars. Love all that you do. Yeah, the thing's... Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it. No, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. No. People like send it to me a lot, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but like the real shit is when you can do dope stuff with your hands. Not like just like flowing it around. Like it's cool, it's good for videos, but I don't know. Like Nick Gillard would want you to like really just be able to do some crazy ass shit like Anakin and Obi-Wan did. That kind of fighting. But like I don't know, this whole like on a string, and it's cool. Looks great for videos. Don't get me wrong, and it's probably fun, but it doesn't blow my skirt up, you know what I'm saying? Still waiting on the Star Wars Theory Andor Season 2 trailer breakdown. Times change, I guess. No, look, I'm just not really that excited for Andor. And I've been really busy, but I'll watch the trailer.
Dude, it's hard to make content around stuff you're not excited for. It's super hard.
Well, yeah, and I'm just in a really good spot right now. Like, I'm really happy. Like, I'm genuinely so happy just making, like, vlogs and content about the brand and about the channel and meeting Star Wars fans and actually getting, like, face-to-face interactions that nobody else is bringing. I think that is invaluable. I think it is just so great. Just to be part of, to make, to watch, for fans to watch. The feedback has been amazing. The views have been amazing. I just feel like I don't have to be like shitting on something that I love all the time anymore, because anytime I watch new stuff now with Star Wars, I'm genuinely angry. I'm genuinely dissatisfied. I'm genuinely unhappy, and I have to voice my opinion about it because I can't be silent. And so I feel like, you know what, if I just kind of focus on doing my thing and then release my fan film, and that's the best thing I could do for this fandom, for what I want to do. I think that's the best move. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop reviewing stuff. It just means that it doesn't have my first priority anymore, because I believe it's all already kind of fucked.
It can weigh you down. It can become almost corrosive. Just everything that comes out is disappointing.
Yeah, things are so much. I'm so busy, man. I got to handle full team, both on the physical side and on the web development side, all over the world. And it's just there is so much time in a day. And if I'm like so excited and so happy, like today we finally found the trailer. We just closed the deal on that, sending out the wire tomorrow, and then we're now actually getting a warehouse in Florida, and there's just so many calls and meetings and just things that I'm involved in that I don't really have time to. I don't know. I'll make time, but it's not my priority like it once was, because I'm just not excited about it, because I don't believe that they know what they're doing. Thanks, Sukiyuki. You know, I feel like I can connect better with the fans through what I'm doing now. Going out to conventions and meeting them. Like, that's, you know. I bought my ticket for Dallas. Yeah, I bought my ticket for Dallas to see you there, bro. Thank you, man. Should have taken more time writing that comment, says Tires. I have 13 Bionicles on my shelf right now with those spiders. Also, Dash, are you a NRL fan? I work down at the stadiums.
No, sir. Sorry, I'm Victorian. It's not huge in our state.
What's NRL?
Rugby.
Oh.
Just ordered a Saber, but Google autofilled wrong shipping address. Will customer service be able to help? Absolutely. Absolutely. We just hired a new guy, actually. He starts Friday. He starts tomorrow. And he is, I think, the best in the Saber community. He is probably the best programmer for Profi and Sabers and boards in general. And we'll reveal who it is soon. But the guys are extremely excited. He's a friend of Jesse's. So if he's a friend of Kyberphonic, you know it's legit. And he's a friend of Blue Mamas. So it's, you know, everybody that we have on the team is somebody that's very well known in the community, in the Saber community. Just ordered a Saber Magoo. Yeah, they'll figure it out, man. Just send an email. If you guys could make a Star Wars movie, what character timeline would you base it around? Also, any tips for a new growing channel? Just be consistent and have fun.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to post. I know I've been hearing a lot of my friends that start channels. I don't know if you guys hear this, where they say they want to make a backlog first. But I just tell them, just post what you have. Like, you don't have to have a giant archive ready. Just get it out.
Yeah. No. None of us had an archive. You plan on making your own world like George? Yeah, I am. I sure am. Partner? Anybody here from Texas?
All of my exes are.
Really? Was that from the song? My exes.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, my ex actually was from Texas. That's why I went to Dallas, Fort Worth a bit. It was nice.
I've never been to Texas. I really want to go.
I'm pretty sure they don't say Dallas, Fort Worth because I just went to Fort Worth. It's like two cities butted up against each other or something. So I'm sorry. Texans going, shut the. It's either Dallas or Fort Worth.
I was looking for a house in Fort Worth because when my dad retires, we're talking about like picking a spot, and yeah, Texas came up. So
there's a lot of Texans in the chat. San Antonio, Houston, Dallas.
I should probably go there first.
Fort Worth,
dude.
Oh shit, dude. Houston, Texas, Rocket City. Between Austin and San Antonio. San Antonio is a lot. Why are there so many Texans in the chat?
Good taste.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go.
Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of Texans. Crazy. That's really cool. Boys, we finally made it to the end of this. Oh, no, we didn't. Never mind. I have to go, but I'll buy a sub. Theory, if you ever come down to Oz, DM me to get in touch and help with the booth where I can, or even just to meet you. Enjoy the stream, everyone. If I come down, I probably don't think I'd do a convention. I would do I would just hang out. That'd be cool. That'd be wild. Thank you, man. A Theory hit my 6 weeks post-op today from ACL and meniscus surgery and just started walking today. Congrats. You bring a lot of light into Star Wars during this time. I am excited for the new Daredevil show. Well, thank you, Bryce, and I'm glad you're walking, dude. Take it slow. Yeah. You know, build that muscle back, build that tendon back. Strong.
Those are serious injuries, dude. I hope you're doing good. Jeez.
Yeah. Because Texas is huge, yeah. Greetings from Italy. Hello, Lisa.
Italy.
Buongiorno. Okay, now it's literally
Stupid
like
a fucking game.
Stupid a fucking game, yeah.
You gotta be on your hat.
That was the best. All right, boys. I think that's the end of the stream. Almost 4 hours long. Chat, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to take advantage of that sale. There's another day left. For every saber that you get, you will get another one in the box, a mystery saber. So take advantage of that. Every single penny is going towards paying my team to keep everything going. All of the exclusive sabers we have coming, which cost so much money to start up, the Roger Christian saber, the Nick Gillard saber, and so much more, all the conventions we're hitting, as well as Vader Episode 2 and 3, which is coming out soon. So we appreciate you. Thank you for funding all of these amazing projects, and we'll see you next week. All right?
Ciao.
Ciao, Bella.
Ciao.
Later.
And you're sounding like a separatist.